And welcome everybody, welcome to Paddling Pool 363. I am Pat here with Sig the Carry, ready to watch the start of the bracket. And we'll be starting with the Irish Monarchy going against Circuit Flow. Sig?
Yeah, we've got a pretty interesting set so far. A couple familiar faces here just from previous paddling pools, and we're kicking things off on a map that we don't see super often either on Rainmaker, Hagglefish, Market. Honestly, this isn't something that we've seen since the very beginning of Splatoon 3. Be pretty prevalent, so I'm very curious to see, especially with the new meta with things like Tacticooler and Inkvac being, very prominent. I'm curious to see how this one sort of plays out if we see any of those options as well, Pat. Going into it, what do you think we can expect from these comps?
You said Ingvac. I hope we see one. I don't see one yet. Well, it looks like we're not gonna see an Ingvac, but that could help a team go through the one jump that's between the middle checkpoint and the platform. That jump is worth so many points. So I think teams. I mean, on the side, I see a bubbler that could allow a team to do exactly that. And yeah, for now, it looks like both teams are fighting for mid, fighting to try to take control. And the fight is raging on, and 3 down onto Circuit Flow. It looks like the Irish Monarchy is going to move in, and they're already at the first checkpoint.
Yeah, there's that first checkpoint, and now, they didn't break it, but after they break it, like you said, they can get that jump into the platform of the spawn of the other team, and that's where you can score a lot of points. It's worth like 30 or something. There it is right there, down to 19 before even reaching the pillow, but 3 players down is going to mean that push is basically over for the Irish Monarchy. The only person left alive is the Stamper player who's on the zip recall, but now Circuit Flow have quite the difficult task ahead of them of having to walk forward into a well string and get down to less than 20 points left. Already a big bubbler on the left-hand side from the roller is going to give a little bit of space, and the Dapple is kind of rushing forwards here into 3. He's able to find one unanswered, and there's a trade onto the well string, so there's a little bit of an opportunity here for Circuit Flow to kind of get moving if they find a pick onto the Stamper.
But they're not moving right now. They're stuck in place. Irish Monarchy maintaining the pressure were really able to stop Circuit Flow from flowing right there, and they're able to really keep the fight in mid, not let things go. The shield has been popped by Circuit Flow, but they're still forced to wait for a better opportunity as the Irish Monarchy. They always have a player in position, and look at that. More players down, Irish Monarchy gets the repop. And one thing to note, Sig, that well string shreds the Rainmaker bubble. It absolutely destroys it so fast. Now they drop to the side, so they're going to have to take their time for this push. But it's still the Irish Monarchy that's very much in control of this game. And ooh!
Oh, I heard that too. That Stamper kind of went ham in the spawn. It wasn't the Stamper, the Zap kind of went ham in the spawn, or the Dapple, one of them. But the Stampers on that left-hand side, they have a lot of space on the side of the Irish Monarchy to just maintain pressure here, try and maybe take out a couple of extra players, force out that big bubbler even from Circuit Flow. And now they're in a bit of a rough spot here. Stamper's not really able to move, has to jump out back to mid, but that's another benefit of being pushed up pretty far and having a lot of space to work with is that you can rotate pretty freely. And, I mean, Circuit Flow really just have not been able to get moving. Like you said earlier, Irish Monarchy are taking a lot more time with this second push that they've got, but they have all the time in the world. They've got a massive lead, 2 minutes on the clock. They're not really concerned right now.
And they're still very much in control of the space. As you said, the fact that they were able to push so deep in and force Circuit Flow to use their specials means they keep control of the whole map, and they get forward still more. They want to extend that lead. The defense by the heavy edit splatling will force Irish Monarchy to wait a little bit more, but they still have the power to pop that shield. They still have their players in position to down onto Circuit Flow. The reslider needs to hit the mark, but it's not able to. Irish Monarchy are so close to a KO.
Yeah, they're just looking for one more of those fight wins that they need. Circuit Flow know it as well, and they're just trying to play super tough defense here in their bunker. However, the Zip Catcher is going to come through, finds one, goes down eventually, but the Dapple's in position for the
Ooh.
trade, and that's just going to leave a lot of space.
Ooh.
Heavy-headed nowhere in position, and the Irish Monarchy, they see that opportunity, they take it, and they KO on game 1.
Yeah, that's first game for the Irish Monarchy, getting a very, very nice dive in. I mean, they were in control of that game. I don't think they needed the KO. It's just making sure not letting anything up to chance at that point.
Absolutely. I mean, it's very nice when you have a lot of object damage on your team like you do with Irish Monarchy. It really gives you a lot of control, between not just the Wellstring, but also you have, the Splatana Stamper, which we've known Splatana Stampers to be excellent at damaging objects like the Rain Shield for a while now, as well as the Dapple Dualies, one of the highest DPS dualies in the game, and even the Zap can put out a good amount of damage just with its suction bomb and everything. Also provides a ton of paint. So Irish Monarchy, they did have a lot of control. They also have a severe range advantage against Circuit Flow. We saw that work out really well when they were just kind of waiting for a good opportunity to kind of forcing Circuit Flow to make the first move.
Yeah.
And they played to that perfectly. Now, going on to, I believe it's Splat Zones on Robo Ramen for game 2, that's only going to serve to benefit them a lot more here, Pat.
Yeah. It's, as you said, Irish Monarchy. Most of the time when I play the game, if I bring the Rainmaker to that point onto the opponent's platform, I start trying to rush. I start trying to dive in, get more points, wanting to finish it. But the Irish Monarchy right there were incredibly patient, and being patient right under your opponent's spawn, it demands a lot of attention, it demands a lot of calm, and of confidence as well.
It really does. Just confidence that you're going to make the right move, confidence that you're going to find the picks as well, very important thing, and that you're not going to just overcommit or get overzealous at the wrong time. And that is all very apparent here in game 2 as well, especially when you're fighting for control in front of that zone on the elevated elbow of the other team, just trying to hold that for KO. I'm definitely switch up over to the 52 gal, I believe, this game. Definitely going to help with holding that space and fighting a little bit more into this team. The Splash Wall, incredibly useful, especially with such a lethal weapon like the 52.
Yeah.
Already, though, they're still playing a little reserved.
I mean, they need to keep their players on the board. They need to take the fight as one if they want to match the firepower that the Irish Monarchy has shown us. And it looks like they're able to get a sneaky splat on the Dapple. That's going to allow them to keep the fight on, but they lost a few too many players, it seems. And it looks like the Irish Monarchy are again in control of the zone.
Yep, the Booyah Bomb going further as well to help the Dapple Dualie and Zap to just dive forwards, but they're both ending up going to the going down. The Reef Slider's coming out, finds a lot of damage, actually a pick as well, but the rest of Circuit Flow is, just now following up on that. The Tetra is really far in on this play, looking for a little, finds the trade on the Wellstring. That's actually a really big pick. Now that Circuit Flow can kind of get moving forwards, but Tyrex is there on the bottom right, able to find one, look for second, but such low HP, has to jump out, found by the 52, and all in the meanwhile, the Irish Monarchy still able to neutralize the zone, but not for very long. Elias with this 52 gal is putting in some work here. What a great weapon pick for Circuit Flow.
Yeah, and now they are very much in control of not just the zone, but the part of the map that in front of that. And they're going in. The Reef Slider on both sides. Irish Monarchy is able to win that team fight, and they get the extra splats. They get the zone back. That's still a lead for Circuit Flow, but the Irish Monarchy are able to get back on top of the game. And we've seen what they can do when they are in control. Now the big question is, can Circuit Flow push once again?
That's the $1,000,000 question already. They have a lot of paint into the elbow, but they have to find a way to contest the range from the Stamper and from the Wellstring. Already forcing the Stamper out to the bottom left. There's the Reef Slider as an answer. Not going to find one. Actually, the Counter Slider is going to find a good bit of value. The Big Bubbler as well in the zone, going to give that flip back to Circuit Flow. They maintain the lead. The Booyah Bomb going to try and shred it and take a little bit of control back in the zone, but it's going to be unsuccessful. This roller is still putting in a lot of work, forces the Dapple Dually to actually jump out. And now Circuit Flow, they're in a bit of a more comfortable position. The rollers just try to go for some sort of one-shot play, not quite going to find it. But you can afford to kind of go for this. You have a lot of space, you have control, and now the Tactic Cooler's up. So you can get a little bit more aggressive. The Reef Slider is going in deep, just trying to get space behind the zone for the Irish Monarchy. They're going to be able to get the flip. But now with the Booyah Bomb, they're going to need to find a team fight win and sort of push this forwards to get that lead back.
Yeah. Irish Monarchy right now, they have so many tools for pressure, but Wellstring, of course, is absolutely denying space around. It's only the Tetras left standing for Circuit Flow. With the amount of penalty left, yep, Irish Monarchy takes the lead, and Circuit Flow, they have one last chance, one last push to go in. The bubbler is ready, but they need to put that bubbler next to the zone if they want to get the zone back. The roller is there, the bubbler activates the bubble. That's big. Can they get on the zone? But can they paint the zone? It's looking pretty dire, Sig. That's game number 2 for the Irish Monarchy.
Excellent comeback from them there. Really able to kind of utilize their pressure tools and extending that fight. Irish Monarchy really like these extended fights that they like to take, just with the amount of chip damage that they have. You're constantly getting worn down on the side of Circuit Flow, and it's very difficult to fight into, especially when your longest range weapon is either the Splattershot Pro or the Heavy Edit. You have to be decisive in your movements with that, and Irish Monarchy are just really good at stalling out. That's something that the custom Wellstring kit is actually very good at forcing as well. Really good into these like lower range, higher committal comps with the Tetra Dualies. Really excellent picks from the Irish Monarchy, and great game too as well.
Yeah. Circuit Flow able to do a bit better in that second game, able to get the lead, get some point for the Irish Monarchy into a tougher spot, but at the end of the day, the Irish Monarchy, they get their spot forward into the upper bracket. Circuit Flow will go down, and we're gonna take a short break so we can set up the next lobby, and we'll be right back.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Paddling Pool 363. I'm Signakari. Joining me on the mic is Pat, and we've got your second round of winners. I believe we are on the winner semis now. We've got Cat Crusade versus Pickup for our first game, or for our second set. I didn't just woke up. You just woke up.
So, Sig, first of all, we're in winners quarters, and second of all, can we go back to that previous screen, Jorian, please?
What's up?
You've changed, man.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is me.
Alright, let's move on then. We're going to start with Clamblitz on Barnacle and Dime between these two teams. Cat Crusade and Pickup. Yeah, I mean, this time we're going to very much a classic Clamblitz map. We've seen this a lot. It was picked by Pickup, and honestly, if you are playing with a Pickup, you want to go with the classic maps because that's where you're more likely to find a plan that works for everybody.
Yep, more practice means that more people are kind of on the same page for these maps. And I mean, Barnacle and Dime is one of those maps where I think we've been playing Clamblitz on it since it came out. And we've been playing all these modes and all these maps in this set. Rainmaker on Humpback, and then Tower Control and Inkblot since these maps have come out. Actually, like these are very good maps for like just scramble pickups. Just very default heavy. You everybody kind of knows how to play these ones. But starting things off on Clamblitz, Barnacle, and Dime, couple of familiar faces that we haven't seen in a minute here. I mean, you and I were remarking that Toyabin is actually like playing in a tournament again and is on the Vanilla 96 gal, which has been rising through the ranks of weapons very recently thanks to that ink vac.
Yeah, Vacuum is back on top. I love it. On the other side, there's an Eliter to watch everybody, and especially on this map, Eliter is like the Eye of Sauron, seeing everything and can absolutely destroy you from afar. But right now, it looks like it's Cat Crusade able to get a few good splats, able to get a lot of space, pushing everybody out. They have clams, they open that basket right away. That's a fast first push.
Yeah, I mean, we're already down to almost 60 points at the 40-second mark. Cat Crusade is not messing around. There are a couple of clan pod respawns for them to push even beyond 50. But they do sacrifice a little bit of space after the wipeout. It's not, a terribly big deal or anything. And now with the power clan, they're down to 21 points remaining. We're not even a minute into this game, Pat. And Cat Crusade, they are putting in work.
Yeah, great moves right there by Cat Crusade. Really, they didn't waste a second, and they used every opportunity they had to get an extra splat, to get a bit more clams in the basket. 21 points remaining after one push is nothing to scoff at. But Pickup, it's their turn to be in control right now, Sig. They have their spot on the map. They are right there. The Eliter is forced to dodge, but they're not able to keep themselves on the map as Cat Crusade are simply pushing back forward.
Yup, Caffey was able to get that power clan dunked in, but with the rest of the team not really able to follow up thanks to the rest of Cat Crusade just holding space in mid, they're not really able to get anything going, and immediately Cat Crusade turns that around into a wipeout with the big bubbler and everybody jumping up onto the plat. They have another power clan. They're looking for this KO with a couple more, and I mean, this has just been kind of utter domination. Only 3 clans needed to get that KO going, and with this ink vac, they're going to get it. Wow.
Yeah, but like, just to secure these last 3 clans, Cat Crusade, they took control. They just punished everything Pickup did right there and simply executed their plan perfectly.
Absolutely. I mean, it's really what's it called? I'm wording today, I swear. Inkvac is incredibly strong, especially when you don't really have a lot of tools on the other team to deal with it. In which case, Pickup don't really have much. I mean, there's Wavebreaker, I guess, from Swashy on this leader, which I don't think I've ever seen Swashy play E-Leader before. This is a new development for me. Maybe it's an April Fool's thing. I don't know. But it's really incredibly strong when you don't
Yeah.
really have much that can contest it.
Mhm.
And Cat Crusade, especially with like the rest of their comp being so good at fighting and chip damage, and kind of making it hard for the leader to kind of exert control over the map.
Mhm.
They played to their comp strengths wonderfully this game.
Yeah. I mean, Cat Crusade had a team to go fast, to completely outpace their opponent, to run at them and get away with it. And Elita is good at punishing the opponent, but it's not necessarily the best weapon to really stop your opponent. It slows them down, but it doesn't stop them. And Cat Crusade, they go fast enough that but Elita doesn't have the time to splat them, and right there, that was a big opening by Cat Crusade, and yeah, that's 1-0 for them, and going into Humpback Pump Track, a map that Cat Crusade chose to go to. We have to pay attention to them, and Magno on the side of Cat Crusade is telling me, hey, keep the camera on me. I'm going to pop off. I'm going to get a lot of splats. So I'm relaying that to stream, and we'll see. We'll see if Magno like holds true, or if nothing happens.
We will be watching with great interest on what Magno does. I also want to highlight this is an excellent map and mode for Cat Crusade. They have an Ink Vac, They have 2 swords, incredibly high object damage. And oh, well, there's the Clash Blaster. Okay, we drop a sword for it. We're balling out now with the Luna as well. And
Yeah.
quite the change is Swashi also switches over to the vanilla charger just for that Ink Vac as well. Such a strong special here. But we were told keep our eyes on the Clash Blaster, and already it's looking for a 1v2 as the rest of the team just cleans up. There's a pick on the Swashi, and Magno is just walking forwards trying to find the second fight with the double for the wipeout.
Yeah, and that's a big opening once again by the team. I mean, the Cat Crusade is not stopping. They get more and more. And already they get the checkpoint, but here comes the answer on the side of Pickup. They are able to retake the Rainmaker and to push it back into mid. They got the few splats that's allowing them to get back control over mid. Now the big question is, can they get to the checkpoint? They're already losing a few too many players, and Kathy being stuck in the Rainmaker right there, it's going to cost them, especially with the hammer and the vacuum. Right now, Cat Crusade is... Oh! Okay.
Raffi getting behind is huge. They're already able to find 2, forcing Toyabin back. Looks like the 52 gal's also trying to follow up. Raffi ends up going down. 52 is still there to try and hold this space, and with the Ink Vac, you can assume that Pickup is going to make a pretty good attempt to get that checkpoint, but the Wiper's immediately there with the melee to shut things down. It has to jump out, though, as that Ink Vac shot does break the Rainmaker shield instantly. Swash tries to go for it. The Rainmaker, and so does Raffi, but nobody's able to pick it up, and Pickup...
Yeah.
They're struggling to get this first checkpoint. 52 gal's able to trade find one on Toyabin, but immediately gets traded out by the hammer. Still a good pick, but Pickup, they're still in a rough spot. The Kraken's going to have to go pretty big here.
Yeah, not getting the checkpoint there is going to cost them. And here comes the Clash getting splatted, as Clashes do in competitive pickups. They're holding strong. I mean, the lead is not big. If they're able to dunk that Rainmaker and just get a repop, that would give them the lead. But right now, Cat Crusade have retaken control, and there's nobody to defend. Ooh, huge splat by the 52 gal, but it's still Cat Crusade extending their lead now to 38. That's a bit more points. We're only halfway through the game, but it's still Cat Crusade holding their lead and the pace of the game.
Yeah, Magno's just going crazy here. Already a Trizuka pick one more to hold this elbow as well. Rafi tries to get behind the Inkvac, is able to get one, but Magno immediately trades places with them just to try and hold the space. The Rainmaker does end up resetting, and Caffey's there to support Rafi now, and they're able to clear out that Clash Blaster eventually. Cat Crusade, though, like you said, they still have a very comfortable lead. Caffey has the Kraken to try and go in. Toyabin is in a little bit of a tough spot here, just trying to kind of sit up and protect the checkpoint, but 52 Gal is able to trade that out, gets one more, and there's Swashy with the check break. One has to imagine they're close to that Inkvac as well for an even larger lead. And I mean, with this Ultra Stamp up online as well, they've got a really good opportunity, especially with a couple of players going down. But they're 2 down, so this VAC is going to have to mean everything right now, and it is. There's the lead for Caffey. The follow-up VAC shot, but finding 2, but still, I mean, Cat Crusade, they still have a minute and a half left here, Pat.
Yeah. Right there, Pickup managed to get the lead back, and now there's the struggle to get the repop. Both teams trying to get it. The hammer is deployed by Cat Crusade, though they're not able to fully take back control. Rainmaker is still there, and there's still more fighting to do. As Rafi gets splatted, though, it looks like Cat Crusade will get back control of their street and the Rainmaker, but they only have 1 minute to get back in this game.
But they have the Trizuka, which has already found a pick from Magno. The 52 Gal, though, is able to find 2. It's just the Rainmaker left. I was about to talk about that Inkvac, but we got to talk a little bit more about that 52 Gal, who's just been going crazy with all of these picks, really making the game incredibly favored for Pickup. Has been the driving force behind a lot of these pushes. And so far, still just holding a ton of space with Rafi there to support on that Luna Blaster. Has moved back to top mid as Rafi is just walked forwards into the plat, found the Rapid Pro, and is looking for a little bit more, finds that Clash Blaster. The Hammer, though, is able to find one, looks for a little bit. There's the throw for the second, and I mean, it's a 1v2 for Cat Crusade with 10 seconds, and I don't know if they're going to be able to pop this and pick it up in time, Pat. They've just got, there's the pickup, but now we're in OT, and there's only one player that needs to go down for this game to be over.
It's do or die, and here comes the Kraken by Caffey, forcing everybody out. I also see a vacuum behind. That's going to allow all of Pickup to really take control. And, I mean, Cat Crusade is surviving right now. They're surviving, but they're moving back. They're just holding, hanging on for dear life. They're being chased, and that's 1-1. Pickup really took control of this game. And Magno, get back to a good weapon.
They had a couple of solid plays there, though, Pat. I mean, opening double to get that wipeout and early checkpoint, and then, you know, they had a double on the check about halfway through the game as well. But unfortunately, that Clash Blaster just is very difficult to make work. Putting it bluntly, or putting it lightly, I guess. And we see that Cat Crusade isn't quite able to pull it off here. Also, Pickup had a very, very solid comp. You know, that Kraken shot, excellent at just, you know, making space, finding isolated picks on the Rainmaker, switching over to the Inkvac Charger as well, as very, very solid adaptation from them for this game. I want us to just imagine what they're going to be picking on this tower control Inkblot game. They've proven they're pretty flexible so far.
Yeah, that Vanilla Charger is my favorite weapon in the game. It's first because I love the chargers, the way it feels, especially the scopeless, where you can just hold your charge in the ink. And also splat bombs, they always work. Vacuum, it's good now, and it was a fun special long before it was good. It just, there is so much you can do with that weapon. It's incredibly flexible, which for a backline sniper is quite useful, especially in this meta that is getting always faster. Really a weapon to look out for, especially in Rainmaker, of course.
For whatever reason, they just did something so well with these chargers and how they feel. I just want to highlight that, because it just feels right when you just hit something, you hear a loud sound effect, and you just see somebody explode in a fantastic you know, puddle of ink. It's lovely. But going on to tower control on Inkblot Art Academy, I don't know if the Vac Charger is going to quite work out here, just because, you know, by nature of InkFact not being the strongest per se on this. Already we see a switch to an E leader on the other team, but there's the leader mirror, even though one of them has a scope. Opting for no cooler on either side either. Very interesting choice here.
Not only neither team has a cooler, but both editors are running Respawn Punisher. So without cooler, these Respawn Punishers will be in full action. There's going to be a lot of cost for dying in this game, and players will need to keep themselves alive.
Already, Cat Crusade finding an early fight, trying to get that first checkpoint. A fadeaway pick onto that 52 gal is going to be very helpful for them. Getting it, already breaking that checkpoint. Rafi ends up going down as well. The big bubbler, just to hold space in front of the zone, forces one of the triple ink strikes to be used here in front of the tower, but is still able to stop that push in its tracks. It's just Magno left on this decavitator, but Swash is able to tap them out and trade. And even though Toyoben's on the tower, there's still not a lot of space and not a lot of opportunity for Cat Crusade to get more points. They need to find a couple of picks here. Maybe the InkFact will help them out here.
Yeah, Cat Crusade right there, waiting, pushing as a team, but it's not working right now. Pickup are able to get the splats and to get the wipe out as well, because they haven't gotten the first checkpoint yet. They'll have to wait a little bit, and Cat Crusade will have some time to set themselves for defense. But look at that pickup, they already very much pushing in, but not able to hold the ground. The lead has been taken, but with a wipeout now, it's going to be the answer from Cat Crusade.
And Toyoben's already taken a lot of space on this left-hand side, already looking for bats. Just opting to play a little bit safer, waiting for the rest of the team to follow up. Has the InkFact ready for when eventually the rest of the team just rushes forward. There's that 52 gal. Absorbs a lot of shots from that and is able to take that fight. But immediately we see Cappy on the other side of the map, just finding one, looking for that second. Is not able to quite get it, as the Wiper is able to space out wonderfully. And I mean, Cat Crusade, there are 3 players up now. It's just the 52 left, I think, on the respawn on that bottom right hand side, and is just trying to distract long enough for everybody to get back up on the side of pickup here.
Yeah, right there, Cat Crusade pushing once again with a vacuum to secure the tower, and they're able to deploy the bubbler on the checkpoint as they get a wipeout. There's so much green all around that platform. All of the ground is controlled by them. And look, Magno is behind everybody. Magno is doing a squeaky play while the rest of Cat Crusade is holding the tower in the space, but it didn't work right there. It looks like Cat Crusade, right there, they're still trying to hold, they're still trying to jump in. Belita getting the huge snipe. Everybody's back in the fight, Sig.
Yeah, this leader has been hitting some crazy shots with some pretty impressive off angles, really using the cover of the tower to kind of keep the rest of Cat Crusade in this push. Toyoben also just trying to keep that top left. Has the Wiper has the Ultra Stamp, is able to toss it, finds that pick onto the leader, and that's going to mean almost a completely free third checkpoint, as well as Cappy ends up going down here. The 52 gal is able to trade out and prevent that third check from being taken. That's really kind of where you get to that end game. Really difficult spot to be for pickup, though. They have to get through almost 2 checkpoints to get this lead back, and they only have a minute to do so.
Yeah, but saving that third checkpoint, not letting it be broken, was huge for pickup right there. They still have a much better opportunity to come back, but they need to get splats, they need to get space, they need to get paint into their opponent's spawn right now if they want to come back in this game. They already lost 2 players, Sig. As they're trying to go in, it looks like it's not going to be the push. Caffey's alone and completely surrounded right there. It looks like Cat Crusade are holding strong going into the last 40 seconds of the game.
Yep, the 52 gal on the flank is found out and has the ink vac popped on them. I believe the big bubbler as well, just to force them to jump out and pick up. They're in a bit of a rough spot here, not able to find anything. Cappy, on the other hand, is actually able to find 2, makes this push entirely possible, forces a 3rd jump out, and it's just the E-leader left standing. Cappy's just dancing on that tower, just trying to stay alive. Has the tri-strikes ready, tries to get that 52 gal into bats, and Magno's already there, as well as one more player, but Pickup still have a good amount of space to work with. They have a wave breaker and are close to 2 more specials here, Pat. Going into OT, this is entirely doable, especially with that pick onto the decav.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. They lost 2 players, and there's a wiper on the tower to seal the deal. I mean, at short range between wiper and Lita, it's pretty rough for the Lita.
It's not a fun fight that you can take, and you have to stay on that tower as well. Very difficult to kind of make work. As the leader, you have to be very confident in either hitting your first shot or tapping them down before they get that heavy slash charged up. But it's not an easy fight at all, and Pickup will take that in overtime on game 3. Excellent work, just ending it early, and they're going to move on to winner semis.
Yes. They will go on to winners semifinals. Their opponent is not decided yet, but we will be watching them. We'll be watching the other side of the bracket where Orion is already chosen. The other team, not sure completely, but yeah, I mean, right there we can see Cat Crusade, that one push with the vacuum and the hammer, they were able to really push incredibly strong, and they chained their specials perfectly to each time take control of the part of the map they really wanted.
Yeah, very, very smart special use here. And then immediately after, it almost looked over for that push at about 30 points remaining, but I think was it Toba on the leader who was able to find a couple of picks just running around the tower and everything. Really solid work from the leader there, just keeping the rest of the team in the game, providing the jumps at the same time. That got them all the way down to 14. They didn't end up needing it, though, as immediately after the checkpoint broke, this wiper just, again, ran through, was able to get that pick, and that kind of does it for that set. That's kind of how that 3rd game went down. That being said, like you said, we'll be right back with winners semis, this time in a couple of minutes. Orion versus either Thundercat or Trigger Happy.
And we're back with more paddling collection, and it looks like we're going to see more of Cat Crusade. Actually, they're going to be fighting our seed number 1 NM for this upper bracket semifinal.
Yep, April Fools, we were talking about having the Orion set, but no, we decided to switch it up on y'all last second. And we're going back to Humpback Pump Track, this time Clamblitz. A couple of very infrequent maps for our first two, but focusing on the Humpback Pump Track one, we used to see this one as well before we got more Clamblitz maps. Very interesting, a lot of places you can go, a lot of angles that you have to worry about on this map, while also being Humpback Pump Track. We know who Cat Crusade is, but NM, we've seen them, we've seen a lot of these players just about everywhere when it comes to paddling pool. It's Nick, Asta, Bake, and Silver for this game, and so, I mean, we've seen this team kind of farm weeklies for a while.
Yeah, for sure. Pay attention to NM. They are fast. They are dangerous right there. And Cat Crusade bringing the tools they need to fight them. A Dynamo on this map is very, very dangerous. It can do a lot, and Cat Crusade are able to fight very well. I mean, 2 down onto NM right there. The big question is now, can they get the clams? Can they get... Wait, NM getting the jumps back into their opponent's street. That's not going to help you defend, but the basket is broken by Cat Crusade.
Yep, Wiper moving into that top left, just able to take a little bit of space, has to eventually back out, but Toyman is there with the 96 to be able to clean up the pick onto Silver, looking for one more, and there's Magno there to also get picked off, actually, but the Dynamo Roller is able to trade out, and NM, they're still in a bit of a rough spot. Their economy is not looking so great outside of the Power Clan, clams-wise, and they haven't really gotten any of the picks that they need. There's the Wiper eventually going down. Same thing with the Dynamo. The Zipcaster from Silver is going to find a third, and there they go. They eventually break that barrier, have a couple of clams to take that lead, and I mean, now everything's turning up their way. They have a ton of clams. They have the space to work with. The Pencil's also moving up onto the top right, finds a pick onto the Dynamo Roller, and I mean, this lead is just getting larger and larger, Pat.
Yep, it's more than the lead. That's 3 down onto Cat Crusade. It's a wipe out, and the basket is still open. That pity clam goes in there. 21 points remaining. Huge opening, and it's still going. Wait! Just one more clam. They have it ready. All they need is to sneak their way in. That's going to be game number 1. Whoa.
Okay. We were talking about this team being kind of a bunch of people that are known to be like incredibly consistent at farming weeklies, but wow, that's
why.
Yeah, I mean, they're just really, really good at the game. They were able to get that 100-0 incredibly well. Great series of fights and sequence kicked off by Silver Zipcaster there at the end. Very solid early play from Cat Crusade there from the Wiper. But unfortunately, the rest of the team was just not in a position to follow up because two players from NM were able to make their way to the right-hand side where that Rainmaker checkpoint is in the meantime. And that kind of led to a very difficult decision to be made by Cat Crusade to back off and kind of play the defense there.
Yeah, and we saw NM let Cat Crusade get under their basket because they knew, oh, you're going to put a super clam in our basket, you're giving us a pity clam for free, and then they were keeping control of the rest of the map with that pencil in such a strong position. They were ready to counter push, they were ready to retake the control of the whole game, of the whole momentum. That's 1-0 for them. And now we're going to Rainmaker on Mincemeat Metalworks? What is this? A paper Fool's joke?
Are we in Houston? I know this is on the local map list there, but I don't think I've seen this in competitive just about anywhere else. Now, granted, this is probably the best mode for Mincemeat. Hot take, don't at me, but it's still seeing it in competitive is something.
Well, we're seeing it, and we see what these two teams are bringing. That's NM that put no, it's actually Cat Crusade that put that map on their list. We'll see how they're able to do. Not surprised to see Toyoven come back with still that 96 gal and of course the vacuum. I mean, in Rainmaker, the vacuum is obviously going to be useful.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen it get points down to a KO even, and already Cat Crusade have found a pick. They're looking for a second one, either onto the Sniper Raider or onto the shot. There's a trade for it, and Cat Crusade, they're looking for that first checkpoint. They don't even need the ink vac. They're just looking for the right timing, but Silver's there to pick it off with a heavy slash, and immediately there's only the Wiper left standing. The Hammer tries to go for that range shield, but isn't able to find it. There's a wipeout for NM, and now with the just abundance of range that they have, along with the crab tank and the ink vac, this will be no sweat for them getting this checkpoint.
Yeah, quick checkpoint for NM, but the Cat Crusade is coming back thanks to the vacuum and the hammer. They're able to contest a little bit, and they get splats themselves. I mean, these teams are answering blow for blow right now as Cat Crusade are already moving back forward and eyeing that right side checkpoint, of course.
Yep, Toyoben already found a pick, looking for a little bit more, just trying to create as much space as possible. Kind of have to when your Blaster's trying to hold that left-hand side and the Wiper's got the Rainmaker. But now we're close to that ink vac. One has to imagine Silver with the crab tank, and there's the Trizuka ending up getting picked off, actually. But the crab tank is going to clean things up. Magno also is able to find a pick onto that left-hand side. It's just the pencil left who's the most forward player of NM there. Now with the shot, able to follow up with the big bubbler. Gives a lot of HP over this Rainmaker, and the Sniper Raider's still able to find some damage. Gets traded out by a player on Cat Crusade. The Rapid, though, is able to find just a little bit more, and it's still Cat Crusade are just finding themselves stuck on this checkpoint despite everything that they've been trying, whether that's the hammer, the big bubbler, the ink vac. Nothing's been working, Pat.
It's rough to really go through that checkpoint when the opponent is in the right positions to defend. But they're able to take space, they're able to get the pop, and with 3 down, they get the checkpoint. They're gonna get more. I mean, they get that 3 pop. That's the lead for Cat Crusade. And now, each point is going to matter so much. The vacuum is allowing them to get to 4 remaining, and it's not over! Sig,
oh,
Cat
no, they're
Crusade!
Not. Oh, they answered back with a KO of their own. They even upped the set. And wow, they just burst onto the scene after getting that checkpoint. That's the only barrier that they had, because they had every single special available to them right afterwards, whether that was the ink vac, the big bubbler, the third special that I'm blanking on, the ultra stamp. There it is. You know, they were able to again just cycle those specials like they were able to on that tower control ink blot push in the previous set, and immediately just got that KO. Excellent work from them. You know, even with the amount of range and defensive kind of comp with the double mist and everything that NM have, Cat Crusade, they can just kind of break through it immediately with the with the defensive stuff that they have used aggressively, as well as the Ultra Stamp that just says, "No, buddy, I'm gonna throw this at you and you're gonna die."
And it's as we saw, it can be so painful to take control of that checkpoint area. It really takes a lot of resources from your team. It takes several tries, but once you have the control, once you can get the repop go ahead, you make points so fast on here, and it becomes very, very awkward to defend when you respawn directly into the fight. And right there we saw Cat Crusade really use that to their best, but no time to waste, Sig. Let's get into game number 3.
Now we're back to a little bit more of a normal map. Tower control on Undertow Spillway.
Yep.
And I think is that Asta that has switched to the S 91, something that we haven't really seen a lot in favor of just the vanilla blaster, but still incredibly flexible, very potent, especially on tower control with that Booyah Bomb. Already though, 2 players looking for that fight, finds one, gets the second with that melee from Silver, and NM, they're off to an early lead, 3 players down on the side of Cat Crusade, and they're already taking that to the bank with that first checkpoint.
Yeah, big opening right there by NM. I mean, they're pushing in, they're not wasting a second, and it's Cat Crusade bats defending as much as they can. The blaster were able to deny the presence on the tower. That's what you want from a blaster for sure, but ooh, a few fights are looking a bit rough, and Silver is getting a bit more. That's 3 down onto Cat Crusade. NM not stopping, they're going back forward with another cooler.
Yeah, they've still got so much space to work with, already finding another early pick onto Toyoben as well. And there's the leader down. Zipcaster from Silver's going in, looking for just a little bit more, trying to extend this push. And they've already got plenty of space in front of the tower, just running back to get that tactical, I believe. And they're already down to almost 30 points remaining. But Cat Crusade, they burst onto the scene, find a couple of picks, make that a delayed wipeout. And I mean, now they're ready to get a push going of their own if they can just find a little bit more space to work with. 2 specials at the ready and 2 specials that are excellent at fighting. There's the big bubbler already popped. And that Booyah Bomb's not going to be finding great amount of success just super early on into this push, but it gives just enough space for the 2 AoE weapons to get onto the tower. Not quite finding any that many of the fights. The Bucket's able to find one, gets that second actually. Never mind, as NM are there for a very quick defense.
Yeah, NM right there, holding so strong. Cat Crusade haven't broken the first checkpoint, and it's NM going in once again, pushing everybody out. And I mean, that ability that NM has to simply go in. And I mean, for this map, with a bucket, a blaster, and a stamper, they have the tools to use these ledges perfectly, and we see the results, Sig.
Oh yeah, and there's the S-Blast finding that pick onto the Vanilla Blaster as well. The Ink Vac not quite going to do all that much as the tower just keeps on pushing down to 4 points past that 3rd checkpoint. Cat Crusade, again, they're able to get this very late team fight win, but it's not enough to have a good enough defense to prevent that KO. You've got to start scoring points eventually, and I mean, you're constantly like at just getting stopped at this first checkpoint. It's very difficult for them to get going. The Ultra Stamp doesn't find anything, and the leader has to back off as there are 3 players down again, Pat.
93 points remaining still. They haven't broken that checkpoint yet. It's going to cost them dear as NM is pushing back forward once more. I mean, NM is not stopping. NM wants to get more and more. The strikes are flying. Toyoben with a vacuum. Vacuum is not able to stop the tower by itself. NM gets the KO. They are now on match point.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the problems with Ink Vac. You just don't have access to your main weapon. You can't actively be the person to stop. Pushes a lot of the time. And that's something that NM were really able to abuse here, because nobody was able to follow up on the Ink Vac at the very end. They were able to clean up that fight and then just kind of walk down Toyoben to get that KO. Also, very solid defense here from NM. There were like 2 or 3 opportunities where Cat Crusade had in mid that just didn't go their way from thanks to the fighting power from NM. You know, like you said, the S-Blast, the Slosher, and the Stamper are just so incredibly potent when it comes to fighting, and it's not easy to contest, especially on something like a Wiper or when you lack the range on something like Vanilla Blaster.
Yeah, and what we saw there, what you said on the Vacuum, is really Cat Crusade failing to coordinate their specials, because Vacuum of all specials is the one that demands the most coordination. It's very much everything your teammates do when you have Vacuum is worth double. But if your teammates are not there to do something, you're just sitting there and vaguely with a good toxic mist on your opponent. That's not a good special if you don't have teammates, and that's NM taking the W thanks to that.
Yeah, very, very solid work. Now we're going on to a map that will definitely benefit the leader on Cat Crusade a little bit more on Kreb Leg Capital, but I mean, we've known Pencil to be pretty good on here as well. It just can output so much paint, has a lot of good angles to fight with on that zone, off that zone as well. It's still going to be a tall order for Cat Crusade to kind of win this one, especially with the Rapid Blaster and leader, with the Rapid Blaster and leader pick into a coolerless comp that is pretty difficult to kind of work around.
Yeah, right there. On this map, look out for the leaders, look out for the blasters. They are dangerous. They are very much the kind of weapons that can take control of the space, that can completely deny any move from the opponent. Cat Crusade opening pretty strong this time. The Vacuum is assisted by the rest of the team, but NM dodged and is punishing right now. That's 3 players down. Cat Crusade got a few points at the start, but I don't think it's going to matter. Now it's NM with full control of the map, Sig.
Yep, they're not letting this one go either. Already an early pick onto the Custom Blaster, and a lot of space for them. The leader's already in a very aggressive position under that ledge. The Rapid Pro is there to kind of protect them, and as soon as the Ink Vac is popped, they have the space to back off pretty safely. Silver's not going to be surviving that Ultra Stamp, and the Hammer Throw is going to find one more running down with that Ink Vac. They're able to get the cap, but Slosher is behind, not quite able to find anything. Silver's able to jump in, is marked and drawing a little bit of aggro, making this retake easier for NM, but immediately both Silver and I believe that's Asta on the Blaster end up going down, and this retake is looking harder and harder as Cat Crusade take this lead.
Alright there, Cat Crusade holding strong, and NM needs to go in. The Vacuum is going to slow them down, but the strikes will paint the zone enough, and then able to get back in. They have to dodge that hammer. They need to dodge that hammer. They're not able to yet, but that Wiper is doing the works right there. That's Cat Crusade still in control of the zone.
Yeah, such a slippery weapon. Not very easy to pin down. For it, like on that Wiper, it's very tough to kind of lock it down, especially with the kind of slower, longer range that some comp like NM currently has. But still, it's looking very good for Cat Crusade here. Able to find a pick. The Hammer Throw is not going to find anything but a little bit of chip damage. The Custom Blaster, it gets picked off actually with these Tri-Strikes and Silver on the zone. They're able to get the cap back, but still they have a couple of points to make up here, about 50 before they can start, you know, taking that lead and extending and maybe looking for that KO. But 3 picks already puts them in a very solid position to do so.
Yeah, right there, and I'm done with their penalty. And remember, as we were talking about, they have so many tools to punish the ledges. But once again, Vacuum plus Hammer. Vacuum plus Hammer means Cat Crusade is back on the...
Oh.
Okay.
Not anymore.
Never mind. Never mind. I spoke too soon.
Yep, Cat Crusade not quite able to find that full flip, and that's going to mean the lead for NM. They're looking for just a little bit more, a lot of damage, but the bucket ends up going down here. You're going to have to walk forwards here without any specials. Actually, the Ink is right there, but Silver, so is Silver, who ends up getting picked off. Now you have to just try and scramble for this zone. The Ink shot is going to clean things up. There's the hammer throw, not quite going to find anything. The Wiper down is able to find one, forces the jump out onto the second. The Rapid Pro jumps out just in time. And while NM did take the lead, Cat Crusade, they're not out of this yet, Pat.
It's certainly not over. The penalty is not that big because we've had a bunch of back and forth for Cat Crusade. And Cat Crusade right now, they're fighting for it. They're waiting for their opponent. And NM is pushing in the Zipcaster, and the Wave Breaker is allowing them to take back control. Last minute of the game, Sig, and there's only 5 points between these two teams, but these 5 points, they are for NM.
Yeah, they still have a very solid lead, a ton of map control. Slosher almost ended up getting picked off there pretty low, is able to back off and turn that into a 2 picks for NM there with only 45 seconds left and 30 penalty points. The hammer has to go huge, is able to find one, looking for just a little bit more with that. Wiper has to jump out, actually opting to reposition, maybe drop right with the rest of the team. The bucket's not really able to deal with that, but they have the tri-strikes for a long-range poking tool able to cap that zone. There it is. The Inkvac's not going to quite find anything. Whoa. As it gets picked off, and with 4, 3, 2, 1, that's NM to the winners finals.
NM denying the back, not letting it happen, and punching their ticket to the upper bracket finals. I mean, we expect that from them, but Cat Crusade able to fight, but not able to fight well enough.
It was a tight game until the very end. Unfortunately, the very end, it came a little bit sooner than expected for Cat Crusade, and that's going to send NM to the winners finals. Yep. Really solid positioning on the final team fight there for NM. You know, you have the Slosher, which is able to control a lot of that space and be super shifty with the movement, has those tri-strikes as well to support from long range, while the rest of the team is just able to kind of hold pretty strong on the zone, just to kind of prevent Cat Crusade from getting in. Worked out beautifully for them. And while Cat Crusade, you know, the Ultra Stamp specifically was putting in a ton of work with that Inkvac, it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, I mean, Cat Crusade, they had the tools to push that Inkvac and Hammer pairing, but at the end of the day, if you need 2 specials to push in, all your opponent needs to do is counter one of these 2, and then your strategy is in trouble. Like, Cat Crusade had a good plan, but that good plan, there was so many things that could go wrong in it, and NM had the tools to make that happen each time. At the end of the day, that's NM moving forward.
Yeah, excellent work to them. They're going to play the winner of Thundercat and Orion in just a couple of minutes in the winners finals, but that will happen after just this short break. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Why are there 3 tower control? Wait a minute.
Because the overlay is taking time to update. The middle one is Glamblaze.
I see. Well, welcome back to Paddling Pool 363. We've got winners finals up. NM versus Thundercat. We're kicking things off on tower control on Hagglefish Market,
Yes.
not on Humpback Pump Track. And we just saw NM have a very, very strong set win over Cat Crusade, and now we have Thundercat, who have not dropped they dropped one game, but they've had a fairly dominant run through the winners bracket so far as well. Couple of familiar faces on both of these teams. We went over NM's roster earlier of Baka, Asta, Nick, and Silver, but Thundercat's got Glash, Esta, Medi, and Eamon as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's upper bracket finals. We have the top teams, we have the players too, but we're used to seeing at that level of the tournament, and without much surprise, NM and Thundercat are ready to fight against each other, are ready to fight for that tower here. We have the overlay all full up. It's April Fool's. Yeah, sure, it's April Fool's, Jorian. Sure, I believe you. I fully believe you, Jorian.
Yep. 3 tower control games. We are April Fool's maxing over here. I totally didn't forget what day it was until about halfway through this block. But
Yeah.
Pretty interesting comp for the side of Thundercat over here. Glash on that new L3 that I forget the name of, and then a Zinc Mini Splatling for Medi as well.
Yeah, that Splatling always good on tower. You can really secure completely a checkpoint thanks to the bubbler, of course. But right now it's the Thundercat. It looks underweighted. Yeah, it's Thundercats who are holding strong with the Editor as NM trying to take control of the mid, but neither team is really able to go and get much Este opening the ground, but that's going to cost a lot of lives on the side of Thundercat. Thundercat managed to get some space, but they didn't stay there. Now they have the tower, and they're trying to push it to that checkpoint, Sig.
Yeah, but they're not able to push it very far as the leader's able to find one pick. NM, they're looking for a little bit more, but this Inkjet is going to try and just get a little bit of chip damage. Medi is still riding that tower. Silver's not able to clean up, but the Wave Breaker will. And NM, they're able to get that successful defense eventually and start scoring some points themselves. The Trizook is able to find one, make it a second from the shot, and looking for that Hail Mary third pick, but not quite going to find it. There's the lead over switch to NM, and they're on this first checkpoint already, Pat.
Yeah, that's going to be checkpoint number 1 for NM right there. And they want more. They activate the zip. They want to get to the second as well. But Thundercat are around with the bubbler to defend. And the jetpack really force their opponent out 2 down onto NM. Thundercat surviving this one. They lost 1 checkpoint already.
Yeah, that first checkpoint though is pretty common. You often see teams losing it just because of how difficult it is to defend, by how out of the way it is, and how difficult to like send players over there. So sometimes you'll just see teams forego it for an easier defense on that second checkpoint, but then there's a lot of scoring that you need to do to make up for it. And already Thundercat, they're feeling the effects. They've got to get a really good fight win as Medi's already able to find one. Looking for that second as the shot is just dancing around. There's Silver for the support. The Tri-Shake's still able to cover the jump out. And now we have a little bit of a stalemate again. The jetpack from Glash is trying to find something, but Silver's able to find one. The Zipcaster immediately trying to pressure Glash, but Glash ends up going down to, I believe, the E-leader. And Thundercat, they're on the back foot yet again here.
Yeah, NM is trying to push once again, but they lost a lot of players right there. That's 3 down. Thundercat retakes the tower, and with a delayed wipe, they're going to be able to push in. It's their turn to get to the checkpoints.
Yep, they finally get to that second checkpoint. Glash is able to actually get a pick with that not Tri-Strike, with the Inkjet. There we go. and I eventually getting traded out, but still a trade is a trade, and you're pushing that objective. You're trying to get a little bit more scoring going. However, NM are able to kind of recollect themselves, able to find that fight and prevent that lead from being taken by Thundercat. But Thundercat still have a pretty solid control of mid, already a lot of chip damage onto the rest of the team. Silver's trying to dive onto the Snipe Rider, is able to find the pick. There's a jump as well, and I don't think they're very long for this world as Este goes down. Silver finds two. Successful defense again for NM, and they're able to take back into mid.
Thundercat, they were very patient in their control of the tower, but Silver found the perfect opportunity, and with great moves in that Zipcaster, really forcing Thundercat out. And now, with 1 minute left, NM are pushing once again. Este to the side. Este dives in the water. That is unfortunate, and that's second checkpoint for NM. And there's nobody to deny the second checkpoint right there. They're going to go through, and now every single point is worth so much. 45 seconds left. NM got to 19.
Really solid lead. That second check is so difficult to break for a lot of teams, and Thundercat, they haven't even gotten to it yet. They're going to be looking for a couple of picks. 3 specials out there already. Make it a second as Glash ends up going down here. The big bubbler is popped just for a little bit of space in mid. There's 2 picks from the splatter shot, trying to walk forwards a little bit more, looking for the last one onto Eamon, but Eamon's able to jump out. 15 seconds remaining, and Thundercat, they need to burst onto this tower very quickly. They don't really have a lot of opportunity as Glash ends up getting picked off yet again. Medi's just trying to run for that tower. 5 seconds remaining, and you have to get on there fast, but the Trizuka's providing a ton of cover fire. Eamon's very low HP, and nobody's able to get to it in time. NM, that's a pretty solid, dare I say, dominant game 1.
Yeah. I mean, big moves by NM right there. They got the strength, they got the splats. It really felt at the start of the game like Thundercat were able to fight them, but then NM learned and adapted and got better and better throughout the game. At the end of the game, they were simply dominant in every single fight. Now Thundercat, it's their turn to adapt now. They need to switch up what they do if they want to beat NM.
Yeah, they've got to find something, and I don't want to highlight it because I really like this the kit and this weapon in general, but the L3 is a little bit difficult to work with, especially into an E-liter comp, and the rapid comp, just simply because there's so many things that can pick you off, whether you're an inkjet or can just take advantage of the kind of lack of paint that you now have. It's very difficult to kind of work with. Maybe we see that being switched out. Although I know Glash is a very big proponent of that weapon. It's very, very fun to play from my perspective as well. But going on to, especially on zones on Robo Ramen, it's very, very difficult to make work here.
Yeah, we have the tower where you have to poke at every angle, find the nice move either with the inkjet or the Zipcaster. Now we're going to the zone, and in zone there's one thing to do: get ahead of the zone, push the opponent away as much as you can, and then get back when the opponent does that to you. So we're going to see, I guess, more of a back and forth this time. And our teams, they don't hesitate much on the weapons. We're already back in the game.
Yeah, we're locked back in. I'm curious to see if we have any comp switch-ups. Looks like not going to be any from the side of NM. And there's the splatter shot coming out from Glash. Just a little bit of range poke. Definitely a more mobile option as well, with a lot more paint output. Going to help out. There's a ton of paint actually on Thundercat. I just realized just the ridiculous amount that they've got, and that will definitely help out in just these fights and scrambles for the zone. Gives them a lot of mobility opportunities as well already, and the Trizuka is already getting a good amount of value as that forces so many players off of that elbow, and an early zone cap for Thundercat.
Yeah, Thundercat opening a bit too fast though. They lost their pencil, and now it's NM really taking control over the center of the map as Thundercat is trying to simply hold their positions. The strikes will give them the zone back. Actually, they're able to simply get back in there, and with the bubbler and the moves by Este, it looks like Thundercat are finally able to really get control of the map.
Yeah, and we already see the splatter shot on the bottom right side, actually looking for a play. Not quite able to find Medi, but somebody's able to find that pick right behind it. Silver, and is just looking for these trades. Medi is still dancing around, just trying to avoid the Stamper and the leader, but unsuccessful at doing so. There's the Zipcaster as well to try and pressure even more of the backline of Thundercat. And there's the force. There's 2 picks actually for Silver, and that's going to give NM a ton of space.
Yeah.
To kind of, walk up and work with for this hold.
Yeah, they're ahead of the zone. They are scoring the points right there. Thundercat are coming back in, and look, LM is respecting them, is letting them move back to the zone. And now they're fighting over the zone, both teams trying to use their specials. It looks like Thundercat will apply penalty at least, and with 2 down onto NM, Thundercat could maybe get something going here.
Oh, maybe. Glash is walking forwards, is able to find one, now has to deal with the 2 players that just jumped in. Silver's ending up going down. The tri-strikes from Este as well are going to be very helpful, forces the jump out from the splatter shot, and now everybody on NM is in a little bit of a tough spot. Now have to walk up through that elbow, and with Este already finding a pick, and Medi with the big bubbler, and there's the Trizuka for good measure. It's just very difficult for them to walk forwards into this very solid defense set up by Thundercat, and this is where that paint really comes through again.
Yeah, lots of paint from everybody in Thundercat right there. NM forced to fight their way forward. They want to retake control. The Zipcaster is allowing them to go in, though. That's allowing them to retake the zone. But Sig, NM, who was so strong, they're not able to get things going. Even when they can get to the zone, they don't get anything else.
No, they're really only able to apply penalty, and that's about all they're getting right now. Big Bubbler has been fantastic from Medi at just holding this space, providing a little bit more cover that is difficult to come by on Robo Ramen. And the rest of Thundercat have been finding all the picks they need, living through Silver Zipcasters especially, but Eamon ends up going down to this one. And there's the cap again from NM. Now can they win the fight? They're looking for Este first off on the bottom right-hand side, but Medi is immediately dropping for the support. Is it traded out immediately by the Rapid Pro? And Glash isn't even able to find anything on Silver. Now they've won a fight. Now they've got that hold going, and there's the flow aura popped, I believe, from the jumping Silver. And now NM, they've got no penalty. They're fully set up. Difficult. It's going to be difficult to move them.
Yeah, they're very much in the strongest position you can be right now, but they need to come back. Thundercat, all they need to do is break the dam, get to the zone, and they're able to do exactly that between the bubbler and the strikes. Thundercat keep the lead. There's only 1 minute left, Sig, and it looks like Medi is getting a flank and getting 2 splat. That's huge right now. Thundercat is cleaning up, and NM needs something big to get back into this game. And
that's a really solid pick. Make that a second for Thundercat, as Eamon's able to get aggressive on the Snipe Raiders, able to find one. Now on that bottom right-hand side, just trying to prevent the flanks from happening, gets picked off by the Trizuka, but the big bubbler, this one's a little bit further forwards and is able to prevent the Trizuka from even moving onto the zone, and with that, Thundercat take the KO. They were already gone through that penalty entirely.
Yeah.
Wow, I mean, that's a completely different Thundercat that we just saw.
Something changed right there. They were really able to come back stronger, to take control of the space. They didn't let NM really do anything. And as you pointed out at the start of that game, Thundercat, they brought a lot of paint. And all of that paint meant that the pressure was on NM to go into the fight and to fight Thundercat in Thundercat's paint, and that really was rough for NM. I mean, we saw the Zipcaster being able to splat the pencil a lot of the time, but A, splatting the pencil was not as useful because the rest of the team was able to paint, and B, the one time that Zipcaster didn't work, the one time Thundercat were able to hold their control, well, they got the game.
Yeah, they were able to kind of just walk forwards and hold a lot of space with the amount of paint that they had. You know, silver Zipcasters weren't quite finding a ton of value. Another thing, though, were these Trizukas. You know, we saw them getting a lot of picks in tower control on Hagglefish Market, but they just weren't finding nearly as much value. Medi almost always had a big bubbler ready just to pop as soon as, you know, you hear that Trizuka sound effect, and it just provide a ton of coverage. Trizuka can't shred big bubbler nearly as easily as other things like the Booyah Bomb or the triple ink strike can, and it really helped them in just holding that zone for a little bit longer.
Yeah. But now, Sig, we're going to a map that I think NM is happy to see, because again, they have the tools for ledges, and we're going on Macomart.
Oh yeah, they do. They've got a ton of very difficult weapons to contest. We've seen them flex to the S-Blast and Slosher comp. I'm imagining we see that again. This is another map that we don't see super often, but the scoring can get out of hand very quickly. And based off that Clan Blitz game from the previous set in Winter Semis on Humpback Pump Track, we know that NM love to start scoring, and they know how to 100-0 a team.
Especially on here, this is the most dangerous Clan Blitz map, because there's very much like you swim forward just a split second and you're under the opponent's basket. This map is way too small to feel comfortable in Clan Blitz. One fight is enough to get a push for your team, and right there, that fight is in favor of NM. NM are able to get a few splats. That's going to give them control over mid. They don't have the clams yet, but I mean, they're not far from getting a ball ready, and I mean, look at that. They're not stopping, and they're absolutely going in and getting more and more from these fights.
When there's a pick from the Snipe Rider who just had to back off, Eamon on that zap is not able to find anything. Actually, Eamon opting for the zap is pretty interesting. You know, a lot more mobility for Thundercat, but it's not really paying off as nobody's able to directly contest the Crab Tank or the Snipe Raider as much. And we're already down to 65 points, Pat. The Booyah Bomb is clearing so many players out. Este is not in a great position either. Everybody from Thundercat's on that left-hand side, and I mean, we're just keeping the scoring going.
Yeah, right there. NM opening strong, 50 points already, but they lost 2 players. They have a sneaky player to the side to hold that basket open. I don't think Thundercat knows. Este, you don't know, Este. No, you didn't need to drop. That's more points, and the rest of NM has respawned. Again, this map is so small. All it takes is one player to be there, and you score so many clams so fast.
Yep, it's like you said, a very dangerous map, a very explosive one, and already NM are looking for another opportunity to score. 2 players down. It's 2 for 2, but they've still got a lot of space. It's only going to benefit NM with these trades, as they have a massive lead. Just keeping the game stable and slow, it means that Thundercat can't progress nearly as much. Glash on this 52 gal is just looking for some kind of pick, but really has not been given an avenue in, as the Slosher's immediately there to clean up. The S-Blast takes the right stack with the Crab Tank, is traded out, but still, I mean, there's so much control being, exerted by NM that Thundercat just can't walk out of their spawn without trying to take a 1v2.
They are so dangerous on this map, and the strikes are coming back. The basket will be reopened, and that's more clams in. The bubbler is not enough though. The answer from Thundercat is coming. 3 down onto NM. They have lots of clams, they have lots of players, and again, this map is small. They still have the opportunity to come back. Medi is right there, but no, the super clam dropped in the outside the map. Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Oh no. I hate when that happens, where you're just like, we have everything going for us. We have everything, and oh well, there goes our support player getting picked off, and now the power claim is gone. But Thundercat are still making the best of a tough situation here, still finding picks, finding a ton of fight wins. Medi has the big bubbler, and there's another power claim dunked, already down to 50 points. Again, just the explosivity of this map is really being utilized by both teams to try and get going. There's the power claim jump in, now just, oh no, Silver's able to find a pick, Medi's not able to jump in. And there's the wipeout. Thundercat just barely not able to take the lead, and now you're lacking a power clam as well.
That was the lead. That would have been the lead for Thundercat, but NM shuts it down. Not today. Thundercat needs something more, and right now it's NM pushing once again. They have so many clams, they have so much map control. Basket is reopened. I mean, yeah, more clams dive in. It's not over.
No, there's still a chance. There's still a chance.
It's
For
not
Thundercat.
over.
SA is taking a lot of space. Immediately picked off though by the Slosher on the side of NM, and there's a lot of that space gone. You have 50 seconds though to work with. That is still a fair amount of time. But Damon gets picked off by the Snipe Rider, and the Snipe Rider's on a pretty solid flank. Has 5 clams, just needs a few more. And I don't know if anybody knows. There's the pick actually from Glash, I believe, just to clean up. And now Thundercat, now they can get going again. But they just don't have much.
A reminder to people, right after splatting someone, don't shark, because they can see you on their death cam. Right there. And M doesn't care though. They get another wipe out, and they have 2 super clams to throw at the basket. It's still a KO. Thundercat not able to get this one. That's 2-1 and match point for NM.
Yeah, now they've put themselves in a very comfortable spot. You've gotten through probably the most risky of the games in that Clam Blitz on Mako Mart. Excellent work from them. They were really able to control a lot of the pace of the game and also clutch up when they needed to, because I think we talk about this game very differently if I forgot who it is. I believe it was Eamon who ran back for that power clam, is able to toss that in. Or if Medi is able to run in, but Silver finding a couple of very clutch directs or melees, whatever you want to call them, onto the power clam, just clean things up and really save the game for NM there.
Yeah, NM so dangerous, so powerful. Get game number 3, 2-1. Now they're 1 game away from grand finals, but we are going back to a Thundercat pick. It's going to be a Rainmaker on Scorch Gorge. We're back to a classic, Sig.
Oh yeah, this again has been one of those maps that has just been played for a very long time. You kind of know how the flow of it's going to go. But recently we've been seeing a lot more Inkvac, and neither of these teams are on Inkvac. We might be getting stopped at about 40 or 50 points remaining here, as opposed to, you know, the more common 20 to 25 that we've been seeing.
Hey, we could get surprised. Anything's possible, but I feel like on this map for sure, the first checkpoint is something that is not easy to go through, but I don't expect these teams to struggle with it that much. It's, as you said, going through that ramp. You need the tools to go through that ramp, and for that, either you have a vacuum or any kind of shield, or you're going to have to get a lot of splats.
You're gonna need to find more than just a couple.
Yeah.
It's what I'm gonna say. But the only tool realistically that gives a lot of cover as an Inkvac substitute almost is Medi on that Zinc Mini Splatling. It's going to be something that I'm going to be looking at for sure with that big bubbler. But there we go again, the double AoE with the crab stamper just for some stability on the side of NM. And Glash has, okay, we have an Inkvac and we have a hammer on the side of Glash, opting for that L3 Nozzlenose D instead.
Yeah, but I mean, hammer and back on this map, they can do a lot of damage. They can really open the path for your Rainmaker. Now, big question is who will be able to get the first few splats. Looks like the cooler options on both sides were splatted. That's going to slow down things a little bit. As I say, that NM is already moving forward. They have a lot to go in, but the answer from Thundercat is already coming.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a lot of control of mid. It's just the jumps in that are trying to just stabilize for NM, but they're constantly going down. It's just the Slosher left fighting a 1 versus 2, is able to find one, looking for that second, but the Rainmaker shots are firing down from above, finding that pick. Snipe Rider is back up, though, and so is Silver on that Stamper, is able to find one onto Este, looking for that second, but has to back off yet again. This Rainmaker, this artillery fire from the Rainmaker is just putting in a lot of work, but Eamon is very low to the Crab Tank, and so is Medi. There's Medi going down. And NM, they've stabilized plenty, and they've gotten pretty solid control of mid going again.
Yeah, right there, NM able to simply keep control over mid. Thundercats can defend, but they're not yet able to really establish themselves, force NM out. And as I say that, Thundercat are doing exactly that. They grab a Rainmaker, and with that extra splat, they're going to push on to the checkpoint. It's their turn, and remember, NM didn't manage to get the checkpoint, but it looks like Thundercat doesn't get it either.
No, I mean, they still have a pretty solid lead on the side of NM, even though it could disappear at just about any moment. Glash is here trying to find the Rainmaker. There's a successful pick, and immediately traded out. Or actually, that's the Sniper Rider gone. Eamon has the ink back, is able to turn immediately for the pick onto the S-Blast, and it finds the Vac shot onto Silver too. The bucket is very low as well, and I mean, NM, they're not really able to get anything going here off this offense. You know, very kind of stalling neutral that we've gotten so far from both of these teams, and that's just looking to continue with a couple of these trades.
Yeah, right now NM is going in, trying to get some more control, but it's Thundercat really painting their way forward. Medi establishing some presence onto the platform. Eamon able to follow, and now that they have Cooler, now that they have a splat on the opponent S-Blast, now that they have 2 splats, Silver is forced to grab, and that grab is stopping the push. But Thundercat, they're still very dangerous, see?
Yeah, I mean, we have an Ink Vac, we have an Ultra Stamp. Thundercats is raring to go here, just trying to find a couple of picks, but they're not quite going their way. The Ink Vac ends up going down the Booyah Bomb to clear out mid. Medi's in a bit of a tough spot here, already bursted down. The Hammer, though, is there for support, so is Glash, and there's another one for the L3. But the Slosher is able to trade out as well, has the Flow Aura, looking for just a little bit more. Este is very low HP, gets traded out by the Slosher. And now NM, they're looking for this checkpoint with a ton of space created by Silver and the S-Blast.
Before the game, we talked about how first checkpoint was probably not where things would be decided. We're about to enter the last minute, and only one checkpoint has been broken, and NM is not able to re-grab. Thundercat defending strong. That checkpoint could be the lead that gives victory to NM. Thundercat needs a push now.
Yeah, they really need a push, but they're not quite finding anything. There's the Slosher ending up going down, and they have the pop for a little bit more space. Forced another jump out, and Silver ends up dropping. Medi might be looking for that left-hand side, but with a couple of picks from Glash's Ultra Stamp, there's just a little bit more for Thundercat. The Slosher, though, is able to find a pick, traded out. Este is still holding a ton of space, and with Eamon trying to get this pop, I mean, Rapid Pro's not the best at popping that Rainmaker shield, especially against 3 players of NM. But you know, they're doing the best they can, and they're pretty close to that lead, only about 5 points, and a pickup after the checkpoint is broken away. It's not looking too bad, especially with these strikes.
It's close. The strikes is allowing them to break the checkpoint. Now 10 seconds left. That whip-up decides the game. Thundercat gets it.
There's the lead.
Get the lead. That's the lead, and now NM, who were winning that whole time, they're pretty much in a very bad spot. They survive, they drop, but hammer to the face. That's it. 2-2. We're going to game number 5.
What a clutch play at the end there from Este and the rest of Thundercat. Excellent work. Just creating all of that space, forcing everybody on NM to kind of back up and reassess the situation, sort of realize, oh no, the bucket's just gotten 2. We have to deal with that before the Rainmaker. And then the Rainmaker immediately grabs pop. There's the Ink Vac and the immediate pickup by Medi as well for some extra points. And I mean, NM were just not able to recover, especially when two players ended up going down to a player rushing right after the ink fact was popped.
It's Rainmaker. That's how Rainmaker works. Just getting the first checkpoint, that's not safe. That is never safe enough. And Thundercat were patient, waited for the exact right opportunity where they had the specials that they needed to get through that checkpoint. And once they were there, then it was panic mode for NM. It was way too late. And it's time to get the game 5. Both teams have won on their own pick 6. So now we're going to a neutral map.
Yeah, and I don't know how much more neutral you can get than Inkflaw Art Academy. We've been playing this map for at least 5 years at this point. And I can't think of a better one to end off on. I believe we're going to be going back to the Vanilla Stamper and the Vanilla Plaster for NM. And then Thundercat, they're rocking the same thing that they just were, just with Eamon on the pencil and Medi on the Zinc Mini Splatling.
Yeah, it's right there, like NM and Thundercat fighting for that spot. And I feel like, well, that's already a lot of splats. Thundercat, they need to paint, they need to keep themselves alive. That bubbler will allow them to slow things down. NM cannot get the checkpoint when the bubbler is here. Very nice defensive move by Medi. That's allowing the rest of Thundercat to respawn, to come back. But Silver is going in with the zip, getting a double and shredding everything. NM is going to get through the checkpoint, and now they already have space forward, Zig. Ooh. Ooh. Zig? Alright, it looks like NM are holding their presence right there. They're able to hold as much as they can. Thundercat are answering, are pushing the tower out, but that's just them respawning and fighting their way back into mid. Using that bubbler right here looks pretty rough. And but Thundercat is still in that fight, Sig.
Yeah, my microphone decided to play tricks on me. I deeply apologize, but we're back.
Yay!
NM still looking for a little bit more, trying to get that second checkpoint. Thundercat, they're looking for a couple of picks, able to find one onto the blaster, but Silver still putting in work on that. Stamper's able to find 2 before getting traded out by Este. The pencils duel, and it ends up the way of Eamon here, as the Slosher ends up going down in a wipeout for Thundercat. They're finally able to start scoring, and one has to imagine, with especially Este on that top left, they're able to get this first checkpoint pretty handily.
Yeah, Clash has the hammer ready. That hammer is thrown, is not going to find its target though. The strikes completely negate the bubbler. Nice defense by NM, holding strong. After getting wiped, they were able to set themselves in the right position, right on time, which is what you need to do in this game. When you get splatted, even if it's a wipeout, don't panic, be ready, take the ground you can take.
Yep, and already NM are looking to take a lot of ground here, actually. Medi is the only thing realistically like keeping them from going into top left, along with Eamon there, who is back up on the Snipe Rider, but immediately Thundercat find a go button, and that is a good amount of chip damage. Medi has the big bowler onto the tower, sees a jump as well. Silver has to jump out. There's the Slosher jumping in to their death, and there's Medi just having to back off the tri-strikes, though, able to provide some cover for that safe exit. And Thundercat, they're still not really able to get anything going. As soon as they find anything to keep that push going, it looks like NM just find the perfect response, just kind of keep this defense stalling out. And with the AoE, it's just not easy to walk in for Thundercat here.
I mean, it's what we've seen from this team. One team does something huge and the other team answers. That's what we've seen this whole finals. Right now, it looks like NM are able to get the advantage, to hold their numbers on the map. Medi to the side with the mini is getting a lot of highs on himself, but NM is still pushing in, is still moving. NM is not able to keep pushing in, actually. They get pushed out.
Flash with a really big Ultra Stamp there is able to find, I think, 3 picks at the end of things. and just force everybody to turn around except for the Snipe Rider. Not an easy position to push from if you are NM. And now Medi with a pick with the big bubbler. 2 Silvers all on their lonesome is able to find that trade, but 3 players down. It's just Glash left standing. And opts to just play a little bit safer, tries to fight for the tower, but only is able to trade out. And with a minute remaining, Thundercat, they're still struggling. I mean, this has turned into a defensive duel just like the previous game here, Pat. And oh no, not again.
Once again, this is too close for comfort. This is way too close for comfort. But NM still has the lead, even if it's by a hair. They're holding strong. 30 seconds left in the game. Thundercat needs to push, needs to take space. Medi's on the tower. Medi's dancing around, but the bubbler comes a little bit too late. NM holds. NM punishes. And with 15 seconds left, I don't know what Thundercat can do. Oh,
it's not looking fantastic though. Silver's able to find one with the zip cache, but gets traded out. Este is very low HP on this tower and is just not able to contest. The Blaster's able to clean up one. Eamon goes to dive on, but still isn't able to find anything. And NM, holding on by the skin of their teeth, punch their ticket to Grands.
Yeah, that's what we call a close set, Sig. Both of these teams so strong, so dangerous. We had to look until the very last second because I mean that lead was way too close for comfort.
Yeah, that was a very dodgy, I'll say, game 5. It wasn't as convincing as a couple of the other games, like maybe the Clan Blitz on Mako Mart was. But they don't ask how, they just ask how many at the end of the day. And NM got to 3 before Thundercat did. They're able to take the set win and knock Thundercat down to losers. That's still a very solid win for NM. Definitely gives them a little bit of a boost, and now they get to kind of take a break and rest a little easier as they await their opponent in grand finals.
Yeah, and Sig, as you said, the other it's only the upper bracket finals. We are going to watch the lower bracket finals, but when I say we, I don't mean us. We're going to leave and let Mouse and Slat take over us. But before we go, Sig, do you have something to plug?
You can find me just about anywhere where the Splatoon community hangs out. Whether that's Blue Sky or, random Discord servers or even like Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, all that kind of stuff at Sig Dakari, like you see at the bottom of your screen right there. Pat, do you have anything to plug? Is there anywhere where the lovely people can find you?
You can find me on Blue Sky. It's written on your screen. That's it for us. Stay tuned for more battling pool actions to know who will be your champions, and we'll see you in the next one.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Paddling Pool 363. I'm your commentator, Slat, and I am joined here by Mouse. Today we have our loser brackets coming up, and then grand finals. How are we doing today, Mouse?
Ooh, very excited for this. This will be my first tournament commentating other modes. Because the last two ones I did were Triton, they were Splat Zones only.
Exciting. Well, it looks like we're starting off with some Splat Zones for you on Hagglefish. Do you have any opinions on Hagglefish Splat Zones?
Ooh, I mean, I like doing it. I'd say it's pretty good. Good neutral stage. Test out both teams. Both teams met before in this tournament. That's the question.
I will say Thundercat was in our winners bracket finals, did end up dropping to NM, but was able to make it back into loser finals. If they could take the win here, we could see them go up against NM again for grand finals, and may even cause a bracket reset, which I think will be exciting. What are you looking forward to with today's matches, Mouse?
I'm not really sure. This is the first time I've really watched these teams, so I'm just gonna keep an eye out and just react to what they pull out.
That's fair. NM and Thundercat are our top 2 seeded teams. Unknown is seeded number 7, so they're doing pretty good for their seeding compared to the top 2 seeds, which might be a grand. And we're going in right now. Let's see what weapons we got here.
Boy, is that an H3? An Alpha.
I forget which ones. I forget which one has the longer nozzle. I'm being honest. I always have a problem with remembering. Yes. An interesting pick, in my opinion. These are some interesting comps that I actually haven't seen in a while. I love to see the E-Leader. We love seeing E-Leader. We immediately have 2 down on the side of Thundercat, although they were able to get 14 points on the zone. Unknown comes in and takes it, and let's see if they can take the lead here.
It doesn't look like that, and then it looks like they will hold on, and the lead change will transfer. As I say that, Slosh goes down on the side of Unknown. Thundercat starts pushing, but 2 do go down. It does the blast connection, Slashdown pops them, tries to get a pick, does not find that pick. They're gonna have to be forced to back up.
Honestly, Unknown is doing a really good job at keeping Thundercat from pushing the zone. We see Thundercat pop that bubble so they can take the zone back. They don't have a super big penalty to break through, so it honestly might be good for them to take this opportunity to push them back into their plat and use the specials to keep them where they are.
They will. 3 go down on the side of Thundercat, pushing in. The Slosher is taking great advantage, throwing those strikes, those area denial, trying to take that space, just holding it. As that timer takes down, as Unknown will burn through that penalty. 3 special on the side. Thundercat will have to retaliate. Ooh, but it looks like their ink check's being answered with Unknown's ink back.
Unknown was able to break penalty here, and all we're seeing right now is specials popping left and right as both teams are 2 down. It's a bloodbath out here. Both of them want control of the zone. We see the strikes come out trying to take the zone. They do succeed in taking the zone, leaving the blaster on a mostly painted blue zone, trying to get out of there.
Ooh, left weak, trying to get that pick. They're chipped down, trying to push that zone as Thundercat's Simi is just holding that space, trying to pop. Ink back coming out to retaliate with a triple splashdown ready. How do you think they're going to use it? Oh, never mind. Immediate.
Hey, sometimes you just gotta use it because you feel like you're threatened, and maybe they felt threatened. With 30 ticks left on the board, honestly, Unknown really just has to keep them in their plat for the next 2.5 minutes, or until that timer ticks down. I would keep my specials at the ready and prepared to stop Thundercat from entering.
I think Thundercat will break in. They've got good setup. Like I said, let's go down the side of Thundercat. They're trying to pop their sink. Slosh is trying to get them inside the bubble. Combined with that, the blaster defending that ink back. The timer is ticking down. Only 10 seconds left. What? The H goes down the side of Thundercat. Another goes down the side. They have 3 on the side of Thundercat. That's a wipeout for Unknown. And Unknown will be your game 1 winners.
There we go. Unknown takes our first game. Our first game 1-0. Honestly, I'm a little surprised. I didn't expect to see that. with Thundercat being, I believe, our top 2 seed. I didn't expect them to be locked out so easily by Unknown. But I guess sometimes you just never know with the seeding, and the weapons could just be perfect for fighting against Thundercat. You never know. But that was a really good showing for our first game with Unknown.
Yeah, no, I'm not used to such seeds. Because to me, I'm like, oh, well, these seeds, because I'm from low level, seeds don't really matter, but at this level they do, so to see.
Oh, absolutely.
At this one. But maybe Thundercat just wasn't able to keep up with Unknown's strategy.
And hey, that happens. But this is a best of 5, so they still have time to adapt and realize, okay, this is how Unknown's playing. Let's try this instead to see if we can adjust and deflect and maybe hopefully get this next win. On Undertow Tower, how are we feeling about that?
I'm trying to think. I think I played that in my Breach sets. It's definitely... I'd say you had to start getting the ball rolling. I'd say the biggest parts are the first and third checkpoint. So...
Yeah, honestly, the checkpoints on this map, it feels like they're really easy to defend. And it's actually been a while since I've seen a Tower Control Undertow map mode played. So I'm actually really excited to see what Thundercat can do here to stop Unknown from getting another win.
I think the Unknown just has a good strategy. Like, if they go the same comp, I think Thundercat's gonna have to change their comp, but I don't know. Maybe they'll pop off the Glitters Inkjets because of the counterplay that was just in production.
Well, we're going in right now, so let's see if they switched up their comp at all to fight back against Unknown.
They don't.
It doesn't. No, they didn't. Which is an interesting choice. Maybe they think their weapons here might be more useful to them on this map versus how it was on Haggle. Which we'll see right here. We see both teams immediately going for the tower here. Green, Unknown taking a majority of most of the mid here, as one goes down on the side of Thundercat with 15 seconds in already.
Checkpoint is ticking down. Slosher on the side of Thundercat trying to approach that tower. Flying behind will get swiftly picked off. Slosher going for that pencil. 3 down on the side of Thundercat. They're popping their triple ink strikes and the triple splash down. Just trying to get that push, get that pick on the checkpoint. They've almost broken through that checkpoint. 2 go down on the side of Thundercat. So I think we will call that pushover.
They were able to actually break through that second checkpoint. It looks like just barely getting through 2 checkpoints before the first minute was even up. That's impressive, Mouse.
But I think the way Thundercat has their strategy, they could definitely do that. At least at first. And just if I'm saying that, the Inkjet's fighting with the Ink back, just trying to get that landing point is compromised. Control back to Unknown. 2 down on the side of Thundercat. Just holding that space remarkable.
With Unknown back again on the tower and pushing forward.
Oh my god, we're about to shot through the bubble. Ink back on the side of the Unknown. They're getting to the final checkpoint. 3 down on the side of Thundercat. What are your opinions? Can they knock out?
Honestly, it looks like they're going to knock out here with 5 ticks left on the board. Oh, but they end up going 3 down. Getting wiped out by Thundercat with 5 ticks left on the board, giving them a chance to maybe get past the first 2 checkpoints. This is a good opportunity for Thundercat to take mid and prep their perfect entrance into Unknown's base.
The perfect entrance into Unknown's base will definitely have to... So my voice was weird then. Yes. It looks like they're fiercely battling, trying to get that first checkpoint. Sorry, second one. Rather than a pick goes down on the side of Unknown. As Thundercat will make it to the second checkpoint. Bubble being popped, but the ink back is being countered. The timer is ticking through that next checkpoint. Do you think they can break it?
They broke it. With 1 down on both teams, you see Unknown throwing their strikes out to get Thundercat off of the tower. At this point, I think they're just trying to push Thundercat back so they can reassess and hopefully take back mid. We see the Slosher go down. It's a bloodbath out here as Thundercat goes 2 down, and it starts pushing the tower back here.
The tower going back is definitely an advantage for Thundercat. An unknown because it will take Thundercat a bit longer to push up. Bubble going up, but immediately that pit going down, devaluing that bubble.
Yeah, Thundercat keeps like throwing 1 or 2 people at the tower, getting picked, and then that's it. They need to push in with more people if they're going to take this tower.
I don't know. It's just gonna 3 down.
They're 3 down.
Thundercat. Oh, but no Inkjet. Inkfact, perfect. They're gonna take maximum advantage, get a pick with that Inkjet. Can it be 2? No, the Inkjet will run out. A timer is ticking down for the side of Thundercat. They could be a lead change if Thundercat manages their resources, but they seem to get picked off. 3 up on the side of Thundercat, breaking through that last checkpoint, but it's all counterweight for Unknown. Ooh.
I will say, Thundercat did at the end there just start clawing at the tower, when in reality, since they were at the last checkpoint, they probably should have backed up and gotten a couple picks before pushing forward. I know they just wanted the lead at that point, but with 1 minute left on the board, Mouse, it's looking kind of grim for them. They have like 1 or 2 more opportunities if they can knock Unknown down to get back in. As you see, they did take the tower, so maybe this is their push.
No, that timer's ticking down to the last 40 seconds. They're reaching that second checkpoint. Already broken. On their way, well, they could definitely get some strikes to stall it. It's all coming down to this possible last battle. Strikes going down to move it off the platform. Some of the Inkjet pushing. And it looks like, I can't tell where that Inkjet is, but it looks like they're shooting at the platform. Inkjet going down, last 30 seconds. I don't think the push will live with the Inkfact going up. It looks like another will be picked off.
Unknown is really trying to keep their aggression high, but it's honestly only slightly working. I mean, with 10 seconds left on the board, they really got to try. We see the strikes from Thundercat come out as they get back to the checkpoint. They're on the tower. We're about to enter overtime.
Oh, no.
Nope.
And Unknown takes the tower in time. They are your game 2 winners.
Unknown taking
Thundercat
game
gonna
2.
have to pull a reverse sweep here.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, it's possible. It can happen. We just need to see, if I'm Thundercat here, they really good showing, better showing from Thundercat during that game. They got all the way to the last checkpoint, but were unfortunately unable to push past it. But they got there. They got further than they did during the last
on
game.
The screen,
so there is a chance.
That first big push from Thundercat from Unknown was just, they were able to hold it. It's just a case of get good lead and hold it.
Absolutely. And up next, for our potential game breaker, let me see here. We have Rainmaker on Crab Lake Capital up next. I haven't seen Rainmaker on Crab Lake in like over a year. So this will be really exciting. This will be a really exciting game to watch. I love a good Crab Lake game.
Again, I played that on Sunday, which, fun fact, I got my first tournament win.
Congratulations.
Yeah. But this map, if I remember, was very hard to get picks on those grates.
It can be. It depends on the weapon you are, preferably. Like, if you have the right range. Like, I play shot and dualies. Sometimes I could just go under and just get picks.
I'm learning the Frozen Pro.
That is a fun weapon to be learning right now. I love having a shooter.
It's not even my wackiest weapon.
What would you say your wackiest weapon is?
Well, anyone in the community knows, who follows me, who's seen any of my achievements, knows my undercover brother is the shit.
That certainly is a weapon. Undercover is interesting. With all the with the way Brellas have been treated in Splatoon 3 up until recently, I never even touched them.
Yeah, I thought I'd fall in love with it, but I just gave it a try and I'm like, oh my god, this is so fun.
Well, let's find out if either of the teams we're watching pull one out. Yep, we're at match point. Let's see if we have any comp switch ups for this last game. We swapped out the Zimmy for the Blaster. And it looks like we're keeping... Oh, the splash! I forget what the splash is replacing, but that splash is new.
Me neither. I think that blasted. I think that's replacing the slosh. Clash went from
Thank you, yes.
Glitches L3 to the original L3 with Stamp. And we
Yeah.
have the 52 is then also a slosher. Which makes sense. The greats are very good on this map. Tactical going out on the side of Thundercat, just trying to take that in first push. But 2 do go down. 3 are rushing that. Rainmaker just picking them off like, nah. Ooh, picked off in that pit. 2 more go down the side of Thundercat.
Thundercat had a really good start, but they didn't really capitalize on the space that they had, which is now giving Unknown, with all 4 of their team together, a good chance to push forward and maybe take the first strike point here.
Lead exchanging, choosing to go up that right check, which most of the time is the common sense route.
Oh, absolutely.
Check. They broke through the check. 2 down, do go down though, but arguably getting check is kind of worth it sometimes, but you'll have to see how it plays out.
They did a really good job at breaking checkpoint here. I mean, Thundercat now has the opportunity to take this left checkpoint here. All they really... Oh, it looks like they're gonna go for the right one instead, which honestly is smarter. Ooh, but we see the E-Leader take him out. But both teams end up going 2 down after the Rainmaker gets popped. Both... The teams know this is match point, and they do not want the game to end like this. Well, I'm sure Unknown would like the game to end like this. But Thundercat, specifically, they want to keep this game going so they can make it to Grands.
Well, that's the crap on the side of Unknown, just keeping that retaliatory pressure. But another crap goes out, 2 goes down on the side of Unknown. The 2 also go down, Tactical being popped out, trying to keep that space. 3 down, oh no! You would not want to be alone when you are the Rainmaker holder.
Oh, absolutely.
Would you agree?
Not. Oh, I would 100% agree. You want to have at least one person with you when you're pushing that Rainmaker. Unless, you know, most people on the enemy team are already down and, like, the podium's right there. I might as well push it. But sometimes you have to get as many points as you can, knowing that you're going to die. Especially with, with a game like this being match point.
They're choosing to go up the left side, sneak some points, and I can't believe this. They're choosing to pop the ink back already, shooing in, taking space. They're slipping through. I can't believe this. They've already got to 19. Oh my goodness.
That was an amazing push from the side of Unknown. They were like, you know what? Check this out. And they pushed all the way in. With 19 ticks left, Thundercat has to push not only through their first checkpoint, but they have to go almost all the way into their enemy's base just to get the points. And with 2 minutes left on the board, but they do have 3 down.
Can they
do have 3.
Though, is the question.
We're gonna find out.
We need to get in that pick H3. After trying to squat where they pop the crab tank, it looks like it's going to be a crab battle. Crab battle. Oh no. Purple crab ends up winning. Ooh, just under 2 minutes left. Unknown is going to have to either defend or Thundercat is just going to have to push up really far.
Thundercat has a lot of pushing they're going to have to do in order to take this game. With 1:20 left on the board, we see a splat. Was that a splashdown we see come out? Taking down 1 up on ledge. They go to try to get the Rainmaker right before it resets, but are unfortunately unable to.
Thundercat, you've got to take advantage of these game states. That's like your biggest flaw. Another goes down, but it looks like the count's going down on the side of Thundercat. 1 going down. Elita getting that great snipe. Is that timer ticking down? 52 trying to get some approach angles. They pop their specials, trying to disrupt, but they get picked off as punishment.
Yeah, and with 45 seconds left, Thundercat really has to just hop in now and get the picks they need. I would recommend specials getting farmed right now because 30 seconds can make or break an entire game.
Oh no! You see what's happening now?
The Rainmaker appears to be stuck in the bottom pit for the last right. Oh, they're not stuck. They're sitting there. Nope, I just realized. Yeah. Yeah, we love Rainmaker. We love stalling Rainmaker. And we're gonna
To
end
give
this
credit
loser
to
bracket.
Unknown, they just had such a good lead anyway. But that is it. Thundercat will be taking home the bronze medal, and Unknown will advance to grand finals.
That's right, we're gonna see Unknown go up against NM, our seed 7 going up against our top seed for this entire paddling pool. I'm gonna be honest, I expected it to go the other way, so I'm really excited to see what Unknown does here in the grand finals.
Do you know, I'll make a wait, so you said NM have fought before, is that? Thundercat.
Can you repeat that?
Did you say Unknown and the NM have met before?
Oh, Unknown is gonna go face NM in grand finals. Did they fight at all today? I don't
faced
know.
before.
I don't know. It doesn't look like it.
I'm gonna make an
Not at least
insane
in this
prediction. You're gonna have to hold me. I think Unknown could take this whole thing.
You think Unknown is not only gonna win grand finals, but then take bracket reset?
It's a crazy prediction, but
It's a crazy prediction.
Thundercat, hear me out. Thundercat and NM went to a Game 5 winners finals.
They did.
Considering how this team beat Thundercat so well, I
Mhm.
think they have it.
There is a chance, but it does depend on the weapons and strategy of NM. Sometimes, some teams could do better against others. You never know. Weapons have a good thing, play style. You never... It could go either way. I actually agree with you. We could see Unknown taking this entire...
It could be fun, but it's fun to ponder. Plus means we get to stay here for a bit longer and see what the teams are like, so I'm not complaining.
That is true. That
Plus,
is true.
regardless, Unknown wants to take a step for their points, I believe. Because the audience at home, this is a ranked tourney, meaning your Sendo power is in question.
Absolutely. Well, I am excited to see where we go next. I think right now we're just gonna hang out while we wait for both of our grand finals teams to hop in, and we'll get this next set started very soon.
I can't wait! Welcome to the grand finals of Paddling Pool! I can't wait to see this finale. Unknown have climbed up from that loser's bracket to face NM. I'm joined by my hosts, Slatica.
You can call me Slat.
Slat, thank you very much.
Yeah,
My
no problem.
lovely
I'm
co-host.
excited for these games. Yeah, well, thank you. You're also lovely. I'm excited for these games because, like we were saying earlier, Unknown did a great job at sweeping Thundercat, which both ended up going to a Game 5 against NM. So we could see either team win here. I'm looking at NM right now because we just watched Unknown play. I want to see what kind of weapons they have. And it looks like they have a decent variety of weapons on the teams playing.
Wait, this
They have a
tournament
pencil
has
E-leader.
Clams Robo? Oh my
It does.
God, I'm so jealous. No one...
So I'll start on the side of NM. We've got Blaster. Oh, looks like we're starting. So we can just see what weapons we got.
Yay! Pretty traditional, calm.
Yeah, the S-Blast and the Stamper. Classic.
But it looks like Unknown are also retaliated with the traditional comp.
But no cooler on the side of Unknown. Which is interesting.
That's a gamble.
Especially when you're going against the #1 seed of the tournament, knowing that, hey, they're your grand finals opponent. I'm kind of excited to see where they go. Both teams go 2 down. So we're seeing right off the bat that both of these teams are very, very even.
Look. Oh, Pet was got them all. Sorry, my dream's cool.
No, that's all right.
Of NM just defending. Inkbat going up, but I think they got picked down. Oh no. You can have to. Oh, sorry. To a retaliate side of unknown.
Honestly, the game with 1 minute, us already being 1 minute in, is very, very stalemate. I mean, NM has all the clams on the board at the moment. We see Unknown drop down and grab a couple, but as we can see, NM actually has really good control of the board. Now that we're a minute in, they have only 6 clams though. They need 2 more in order to make a ball, but they are slowly inching their way into Unknown's base, and they might. Oh, they have a ball. Let's see if they can get it in.
We'll have to see. Crap. No, they break the barrier. 2 still down, so about none. Just chipping away, throwing a couple clams in at a time. Do you think the push will over? No, it looks like they've got some more clams to donate.
Getting it down to 68 isn't that. It's better than just getting a ball in.
That's a decent score.
Yeah, absolutely. It's better than just getting the ball in and then having to back up. NM has, it looks like they're also setting up another opportunity to go back in and score again. They just need the ball. Well, they have the clams to do so. They just need to throw it together. They're honestly just keeping Unknown in their base. 3 minutes left on the board. Unknown really has to switch it up if they want to get out.
Well then, with the constant onslaughts, I don't know how they're going to do it. Maybe the Inkbat?
Inkbat, Inkjet, any
How
of
they
their
say that, they
specials.
pop it.
Inkbat, Inkjet, I think coordinating specials and picks is the opportunity they need to take mid. Because right now, if they can take mid and get the clams that they need, they can get their push in. But NM goes in, tries to get a push. We get a jump in. Can they grab the ball and push it in? They grab the ball, they throw it in. Does that make it? They break the barrier with a jump in. Amazing.
Wow. I didn't think
That was
they'd
an amazing
make
last
it.
before.
I thought the
No,
distance,
me
but it
neither.
looks like that's gonna be a deceased push. But it looks like Unknown were not able to grab the additional pit in time. You could
No,
say
I mean-
it was a pity.
That was a pity. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one.
No, they missed on an opportunity to get another pity.
They did, yes. But hey, sometimes you're more focused on trying to stay alive, and that might have been what they were doing in the moment. It's a minute and 45 seconds left. I mean, Unknown only needs 2 balls in order to lead.
2 down, 3 down the stuff. And I think they're gonna have the opportunity to take that push. Yeah, they've got that push. They've got the triple splash down. I would say that's a bit early, but I can't tell. Oh my god. I thought I broke the basket. 3 down the side of NM. I think that's gonna be a push time. They're gonna grab that power and throw it in. We'll just have and see they're jumping in. Can they take that lead? Oh my god. Oh my god,
And
lead
that-
change for Unknown.
Yeah, they take the lead by almost double what NM score currently is. And they're still getting back more clams. I don't think they're going to be able to score any more with those strikes coming out. But that is a solid, good lead. And with a minute left on the board, NM now has to switch back up and get a couple more clams in so they can take the lead back. Unknown, a really good last-minute play from Unknown, because now NM has less than a minute to score and get the clams that they need. And they don't have them. They only have 4.
They have to get from 74 to 38.
And that's actually
Penalty included.
That's not that bad. That is very doable. As we see Unknown pushing in to get another. Oh wait, no, sorry. They have a ball and they're backing up. I thought they were pushing into the base. Weird. I had it backwards.
No, but 2
Oh, I will say.
Unknown advantage, pushing in, taking that space. Another goes down with the power. That timer is ticking down. I don't think NM are going to get in with that timer. For the audience at home, you have about 20 seconds of overtime. If there's a power in play, which there is, just that timer ticking down. 2 going down on the side of Thunder. 3 on the side of Unknown. That could be a wipe. That could be a wipe. They're pushing in, trying to get that timer ticking down. So suspenseful.
I don't think they can make it.
I think they could if they manage to another go down, but it looks like their zip is expiring. They could throw it in if they get it, but they failed to throw it in. NM lost. Unknown will take the first game.
That was an amazing job from Unknown there, especially in the last minute, throwing in those clams just to, like, they didn't take the lead until the end of the game, which might have honestly helped them out there, because at the end there, we did see NM getting closer and closer to getting scored again. So honestly, might have been a smart play to get those points towards the end. Then again, it could have gone either way. Maybe NM could have knocked out.
The last 2 minutes.
Yeah, pushed within the last 2 minutes. Thank you. It was near the end.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
It only gave NM like a minute to react. So,
yeah,
having
the pressure that NM will just. Agreed.
Go ahead.
The pressure NM were putting on Unknown all game, just a fumble, is incredible. I thought they just had it and they didn't.
Hey, I mean, it's a best of 5, and hey, and if Unknown does win this, there is still a whole bracket reset that they have to go through. So NM is still in this. They only have to win once, whereas Unknown has to win both sets. So, NM, don't count NM out just yet.
I won't, but this
Up next, we have
performance.
Splat Zones on Undertow Spillway. I haven't seen a lot of these map mode combinations in a while. I love a good split zones map, especially for grand finals, because
No experience with this one. I've not played it.
that's fair. Instead of having to focus on the one zone,
competitive level.
instead of both teams having to focus on the one zone, you have to split your focus on the two, which shows us a new way of playing. You gotta, like, you might have 3 people on one zone, 1 on the other, or you might split it down halfway down through the middle. But how will these teams react to making sure both zones are their color? Let's find out. Any weapon changes? It doesn't look like we have any from the side of NM. Nor... Is that Gal different? No, I think we don't have any weapon changes here, as we immediately... Both teams roughly have one zone within 15 seconds, which is honestly not surprising to considering how easy it is to get to mid on this map.
Because you can stall the zone easily, but you've got to hold that space. Unknown starting that first push, but getting a pick off, but retaliating with that pick on the blast of NM. Pen going down as well. That's not going to be any callers online for a while. No, siree.
NM is taking this opportunity to go in with the Zipcaster. We see Silver going in, trying to get some picks. Unfortunately, isn't able to get any, but we're able to push Unknown back a bit for them to take the zones back and start getting points down. Unknown does take one of the zones, stopping them from getting points. See, that's the thing. If you take one zone, the points stop counting, which means all you have to do is get one of them. So we could see some really interesting on either side as NM takes the lead.
We have a back. That was definitely a risky play there because of all the counter picks. But NM is starting to be pushed back by Unknown. No, never mind. I was wrong. 2 down on the side of Unknown. And NM just holding that space. The timer ticks down from the mid-60s.
Yeah, absolutely. And NM honestly is doing a great job on capitalizing on this with 52 ticks left on the board and a little over 3 minutes left. Hey, they have control again, and they're doing a great job at keeping Unknown down, with them being 2 down at the moment.
It seems like they're 1 down or 2 down all the time, which definitely a advantage for NM, holding that space as that blue pencil. But just holding that space, I don't think. But 2 down, can we finally have a zone chip? A 3 down, I think there's going to be a zone flip. That's Aura! The slosh on the side of Unknown has that Aura, trying to take that up space. But it looks like the Splatana Stamper just said, nuh-uh, nuh-uh, no. What do you think?
Personally, I think Unknown, they need to play a little bit more aggressively. They're getting the zone and they're backing up a little bit. I think they're a little scared of what Silver can do with that Scamper, which is fair because they are going crazy on it. Whenever the Zipcaster comes out, as you can see, the back, they immediately get 2 down.
Silver, trying to get that pick with that Splatana Stamper on being back. Oh, I felt that time advanced back to NM.
Yeah, so, like I was saying, the fact that that Silver is threatening Unknown, it's exciting, and it's giving them NM the chance to get the lead here. As we see, they were able to get the zone back, and they're almost done through penalty. Honestly, all they have to do is keep the Slosher back. We got a Slosher fight on the right here. Silver joins in and takes the pick, getting 2 down once again. Silver is going crazy on the Stamper, showing them that they are not out of this game yet.
Silver taking that top spot, as NM burns through all their penalty points. I know he's going to have to do something crazy with 3 on down on side, and they have their strikes down 10 seconds. That timer is ticking down. I think NM could have this, and Unknown can try and stop, and NM take that second game.
We are currently 1-1 for our grand finals. NM said, hey, we're not out of this yet. We're your #1 seed. Check this out. And Silver, I want a huge shout out to Silver. Those plays with the Stamper were insane this game from Silver. Just the picks that they were getting. I think I saw multiple triples, which was insane to see from them.
Ooh. Spartana Stamper is a very satisfying weapon if you can get it right, and Silver was just able to get it right.
With that high skill ceiling, it's fun to see what people can do with the weapon. As we can see here, 5 people go down on the map here early on, and a lot of picks happening, I've noticed, between these games, which is good. You want to see, the main thing about pushing forward is picks. I'm sure you'll hear everyone tell you that. I'm sure there obviously is other things you have to do, like paint and specials and objectives. It's more than just the players, but it's a big part of it.
It just felt like, I'm gonna be honest, it felt like a 3v4 most of the time, because it just was not able to... There are no I don't think there's counter picks in this one, so we just have to go... Ooh! Rainmaker Humpback! I think we're all familiar with this one, are we?
Oh, absolutely. Rainmaker Humpback is a classic. Look, this one could be either game. We're 1-1, and no matter what, next game will be match point. So this is NM's and Unknown's opportunity to get the leg up. Is NM gonna come in and show Unknown that they're still #1?
This is a best of 5.
No, I said after this game it'll be match point. So whoever wins, they'll make it match point. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yes. So whoever wins this one, they'll have a leg up because they'll only have to win 1 more. So I'm honestly not sure if we're gonna get some weapon switch ups here, but I'm excited to find out as we're going in right now.
I don't think that would be, but we'll have to see.
We have a sploosh and a different Stamper.
No, yeah, they swapped. Silver going for the stickers one with Autobomb and Booyah Bomb over the original.
Honestly, I'm not surprised. Yeah, Booyah Bomb is really good for Rainmaker here, especially for taking space. We see NM take the pop right away and get a pick off of Unknown right off the bat. We got 2 down on both sides right off the bat. It is a bloodbath here in mid.
On the side of NM, it's the perfect type of Wait, what? What's going on? NM just tried to take that push and it just failed. What was that?
From NM, but they were almost all down and it honestly worked against them, Mouse.
Yeah, it seems like a play I made. Someone else made. Trying to get that check. Blowing up. They get that check, but they go down. Pressure on Unknown, but as good as NM could take that checkpoint. Oh, that. I'll have to see as the bomb explodes. They're going down the side of Unknown. 2 down on the side of Unknown. This is perfect counter push. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. Unknown did a great job at taking the opportunity of getting the first checkpoint within the first 45 seconds. But as you can see, NM immediately counterplays, almost gets the checkpoint, but is unable to. They get the pop here again, which gives them a chance to put it back on, which they do end up... and they do get the checkpoint. I was waiting because the sniper was on them.
Wait, that is sploosh-o-matic! Oh my god! That's a sploosh on the side of NM! And we missed that, pushing all the way to 4! Oh my god!
Just casually walking it all the way up to the podium. Yeah, absolutely. You know, why not?
I mean, as a fellow sploosh player, I can commend. Shout out to Star who inspired me to play sploosh. 3 down on the side of NM. This is a perfect push for Unknown. The Elita poking, getting that pick. They have aura. I can't believe they're gonna throw that wave break and trying to get that special Silver with that Booyah Bomb, trying to push them back. throw, but they dropped the Rainmaker on the side of Unknown. I don't know what to do here. If I was NM, they're gonna have to try a flank, trying to be caught out, but NM spots that. How do you think this will continue?
I mean, NM has a pretty strong lead with them somehow being able to make it all the way to the podium. They just have to keep the pressure on.
Rat. She's trying to pop that Rainmaker, I think. Oh! Oof.
NM with the Rainmaker back in possession and with a decent control of mid. With 2 minutes left on the board, honestly, I think they should still try to go for the knockout here because of how long it is. I think they are still trying to do that. It'd be crazy to stall at this point. But we see a hammer come out. Omen gets the hammer out. They're chasing down Yoshino. Yoshino jumps out last second. We get the hammer throw. Do we get a pick with it? No.
I think
unfortunate.
It's gonna be on a yap. Oh boy. Wait, no? Looks like not. They could actually push. Just being cornered, getting that pick. Just under 2 minutes. I can't tell who it is. I think that's Silver on the side of NM. Just trying to back up, get those picks. But getting pushed back. That time is ticking down for the last minute and a half. I know, starting that push. What do you think is going to happen from it?
I mean, Unknown, all they have to do here is be patient and get the picks that they need.
Oh my god, that Booyah Bomb made him partially drop that Rainmaker. Oh my god, 3 down the side of Unknown. That's a wipeout for NM. I was not going to be in their shoes at this point.
Yeah, and NM with 1 minute left on the board, and honestly, all they really have to do here to take the game is just kind of hang out. They don't necessarily have to get the knockout. I mean, it would be a bit of a flex, but all they have to do is stop Unknown from getting 36 points? Yeah, which, once you get on that straightaway, it could be hard to avoid.
3 down with only the Lita. This is not good. That Lita is fighting the blaster in that pit. 30 seconds to go. Unknown is just going to try and form some sort of push. That pencil. I don't know the name of it. I'll say pencil for now. 20 hits. And now they're going down the side. I think this might be it. Unknown are just not able to play with Silver. And holding that mouth. They're trying to pop that ink back. But you know the story about ink backs and Spatanas. They're ticking down. That time is going to break. They're trying to have to do a last Hail Mary. And they don't in time. NM taking game 3.
An amazing job from the side of NM.
You're right. Different teams, different strategies.
I mean, NM did an amazing job, especially early on when they were able to get it all the way down to 4. And then all they really had to do was keep the aggression on. And it worked in their favor.
That's Sploosh with that cheeky play, though. Well done. Well done.
And now we are taking it to match point. NM having a chance to end the game right now, but Unknown having a chance to keep their game going and making it all the way to bracket reset. I'm excited, Mouse. What do you think is going to happen?
Ooh. I believe the last map is Tower, if I'm correct. So, ooh. I believe Unknown packs a good blaster. I think Unknown still have this, but if I do remember, the last match of Winners Finals was a tower game. Which I have to wait and see. This is the tournament point for NM if they can win. Ooh. Ooh.
Alright, let's see how this game goes.
From experience, the checkpoint will be a deadlock. And then we'll have to see which team can win this very intense fight.
Honestly, it's pretty stale. We're on a pretty much stalemate. We see NM take 1 down, immediately go 2 down on the side of NM. Unknown is like, oh wait a minute. We wanted to keep this game going. Let's push forward as they take the tower first here.
Blaster walking onto that platform is the first check. But no, it will. The strike swing out to disrupt that. Eat that pen. I really need to get into that first check. Oh, the impact trying to get on that tower was picked up swiftly. Triple splashdown. Oh, just NM trying to keep up that push.
And it is getting
push, but it looks like they're just going down constantly, one at a time.
And it is getting the picks that they need, but somehow not getting the picks on the tower, and Unknown is still pushing forward, making it to the first checkpoint and making it to the second. What is happening?
You answer me! Well, I will answer you. That's a counter push. That's a counter wipeout for NM. They will start to get set up here. Shoes on the other foot now, it seems.
Well, it's NM's turn to push back in, and honestly, they have a good chance here too, with 2 down on the side of Unknown. Honestly, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know where this could go at this point. I'm at a loss for words.
Could go and ink back on the side of it. There's a triple splashdown going down. They're breaking through that next checkpoint. That pen is trying to retaliate, chipping that damage down. The ink back going down, trying to take that space. They have that flusher, but they need to keep up that push. Was that a risky jump? We'll have to wait and see. It looks like it's quite risky, but Omen is surviving and was able to get that jump out.
They tried to jump in, but hey, at least they didn't go down. They were like, hey, I can take... No, maybe not. And then they jumped out, giving Unknown another...
3 down. This could be a huge push from the side of back of Unknown. All their specials are online. What do you think they're going to do with them? Oh my god, oh my... Silver, live those tri-strikes. On the side of NM. I think they'll break that check. Blaster trying to duel with that pen. The pen actually won the duel. Pen is mightier than Blaster, it seems. And there's another counter wipeout for NM. But
this is a very, very aggressive game. Both teams want to take it, which is fair, but it's been very hard to keep up with what's happening. Because both teams want this tower so bad, and NM really has to just get past the second checkpoint and start on the last one
seems like
to
they're
make
all
it.
Going down. Is the problem? Oh, but that jump out from the side of NM before the Unknown triple splashdown could kill them. In fact, the side of NM on the Unknown, 3 down, but it looks like that advantage pushes over. That pen is trying to just get that pick. What do you think could happen?
Honestly, with 1:30 left on the board, NM just has to play aggressively if they want to take this win right here, right now. We see the splashdown come out, isn't able to get a pick with it. We have 2 down on both sides, the pencil on the tower. Honestly, we have 2 specials on the side of NM. This is their opportunity to just hold the tower with a minute left on the board.
Definitely. But can they hold is the question. If NM Unknown can get the special to retaliate, that's 2 down on the side of NM as we're approaching the 5. That's 3 down on the side of NM, approaching that final minute. That is a delayed wipe, if I believe. They're trying to get that run. Yeah, I say that's a delayed wipe. Pushes over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is now anybody's game with 40 seconds left on the board. Honestly, NM just has to hop on this tower just for a couple seconds in order to take it. But Unknown doing a really good job at stopping them from doing so. Might being able to bring this to a game 5, which I am excited to see. We see 2 splashdowns come out on the right there, taking out the Blaster, but ChatGPT ends up surviving. This is NM's push. They do end up going 2.
As we're entering the last 10 seconds. Special online, there's a lot of special. Oh, they have GG Strike. If they can deploy it correctly, it might not even matter. And they might have the tower. We'll have to wait and see. And Unknown will take the game. We are going to a game 5.
With a potential bracket reset on the horizon, will NM take this game and Paddling Pool, or will Unknown shake it up and bring us to a bracket reset?
We don't know. That's the hype. But
That's the exciting part. Absolutely.
considering NM lost on Clan Blitz before because of their push potential, it's hard to tell. This is so close.
It is a very, very close game. And honestly, I kind of want to see Unknown take it and bring this into a bracket reset because
Agreed.
look, they have taken it. Like, let me see. I want to go back. Let's go back real quick and have a little bit of a story time while as we get to our game 5 here and see how Unknown did today, because they started off not doing so hot, to going down by 1 and getting knocked all the way down into losers bracket. But they're climbing their way back out, and it's really exciting to see. I haven't seen something like this in a while. It's been a good minute since I've seen. I don't think I've even ever commentated a bracket reset. I've gotten close to it.
Even if they lose, this is going to be a good thing for Unknown.
They've already proven that they're a good team. They don't need to prove it to us. Look, they've proven that even if they take second today, that people better watch out for them. I don't know if they're a team that is... I don't know if they're a pickup or if they're an established team.
It looks like a pickup.
It does look like a... Yeah.
Game 5! Clamblets, Umami Ruins!
Interesting Clamblets, in my opinion. This will be a fun match to watch, which... Let's see it right now. We got the grand final tiebreaker. Let's see... To see if we have any weapon changes. We have a shot coming out.
Deco.
Oh, I didn't see the rapid deco. Is that 2 backlines?
I know who that is.
2 backlines.
I think I know who that rapid deco is. But I can't. We'll have to see both teams starting to push out.
We have NM with 2 backlines and Unknown with none, by the way. Which is an interesting choice. NM immediately having 10, 11 clams, but they do go 2 down. What are we looking for here, Mouse? What should NM do in order to take this game?
I'm sure. I guess just survive for now as the pressure is just being piled on. Just find those picks.
Absolutely.
Silver has that Splatana. They could make good use and disrupt that crab in the middle. We'll have to wait and see. The Rap Deco popping those whales to try and disrupt. But it looks like NM are just holding that space, keeping up that pressure. Pen almost getting that miss, but managed to find that pick. This might be a counter push, but no, the Rap Deco just explodes. We have an ink back on the side of Unknown, but are they ready to take that push yet? They have the power, but it's the ink back. 2 down the side of NM. Getting that first push from Unknown, getting that pick on Clams and taking that dome.
Amazing first 41 points down immediately from Unknown. That vac was a really good opportunity to push in. They pushed them back and used it to swim up to the basket.
But that push
really
is not
smart play. What the heck?
More Clams in. I predicted they'd go down, but it looks like, the blast on the side of Unknown is taking that push. Oh my god.
Things are really starting to shake up.
Already?
That was a big jump. But also, NM has a lot of time in order to take it back here. Yes, they did get down to 38, but they still have 3 minutes. And they have 2 clams right off the bat, counting that pity. So this is still anybody's game. If they can get in there and score, they could get it close, if not to taking the lead.
I've watched high top level Clamblets here before. They definitely can push at the last minute.
Absolutely. Well, let's see what Unknown does to keep them from doing that. As we see the tri-strikes come out, they're both teams have enough for a ball. Let's see what they do with that.
Unknown doesn't have to do anything too risky here because it's such big advantage. So keep that in mind.
Absolutely. I mean, yes, I can agree, but if NM gets the specials out that they need, it can turn really sour real quick. So they need to be careful.
Yeah, no, I am kind of nervous just sitting here just trying to figure out what's going on, but I'm just doing my best.
NM breaks the barrier.
I think they decided to get the pity and jump in. I think we're going to have a clam jump, just that pressure on that dome. Silver with that push. It looks like the push.
Come on.
Throw it in, but it's a tie. Throw that clam, and you were right. Point exchange for NM.
That was an amazing last clam throw-in from NM.
Whoa! It's going to be the last clam they push. I think this could be a knockout. If NM could hold this for like 5 seconds, 3 down on the side, what do you think? They could actually take this, but I don't know. They're trying to throw those clams in.
They just need 1 clam in. Oh, but they get the wipeout last second. All they needed was 1 clam to end it and make them the grand finale. The grand finale. the grand finalist of your paddling pool. But Unknown said, "Nuh-uh, our turn. Let's see what they do. Maybe they can get the knockout."
To break through. I don't know if they can keep up that push. Maybe they can. 2 clams already. Fast with the pedal slash down. They're trying to get to 29. Keep up that push. 2 down the side of NM. We have that ink vat. Trying to counter that pen. They're going to have to buy time. Throw those clams in. Try. Oh.
It's very... I don't know. It looks like this is where the push might stop. We have a ball jumping in, but the timer does end up, and they just... Oh, they jump back. They jump back. They're like, wait, no, not yet. But that's all right. Hey, there's still 50 seconds left. They have a ball. They can push.
Looks like it's going to be an advantage for NM. As that timer ticks down to that last 8 seconds, the clams, they do have the clams to make that counter push, trying to get that locating. Dueling with Silver for that duel. Get that pick on Silver, just trying to take that space with the triple splash down. Online with the ink vac online. The last 8 seconds tick down. We have the shot hiding on right pick going down for NM. Just this turf advantage being crowded up. I think NM have just turned up those special. 2 down. Last 20 seconds. This is crazy. I don't think NM can keep that push. Yes, they get that dunk. But can they hold it in time is the question. Just trying to get those picks. The ink vac comes out. We have 10 seconds left. I think this push will expire. And NM will have that. I know we'll have that clam online. Just trying to find those picks with that clam online. The range was trying to find those picks. Another goes down on the side of NM. Just trying to find that pick on the right. But last on the right through the crowd. That's the white. That is a white. Oh.
And as this overtime slowly ticks down, NM.
It's just a clam dunk for insult. I can't believe it. NM are your paddling pool champions. And we'll decide that. Now, congratulations to NM for taking this. Wow.
I mean, hey, Unknown was showing, like we were saying earlier, even if they don't win, they showed us how strong they were.
At the end, you could probably feel how pumped I was. Just that, energy. Oh.
That was a really good set to watch. Both of those
Sorry,
teams
I kind of
really
took
wanted
a
that
thunder
win.
at the end. The momentum just carried me, and wow. Sorry, Stat. Sorry, I'm Stat, but kind of took your thunder a bit at the end.
Little bit of a shake-up at the end. I thought Unknown was going to take it, but NM told them, no, this is our game. This is our paddling pool. And they showed us with a strong comeback. Even though they went down 2 games to Unknown, they were very close games, and they earned that win.
Yeah, as I said one last time. Sorry. How is it again? Stat.
It's Slat. S-L-A-T.
Slat. Sorry, it looked like a T on
Slat.
the display. Yeah,
T.
no, Slat. I was just so passionate at the end. The ending was so tense. It was just...
It was exciting. It absolutely was exhilarating.
Yeah, I feel like you were meant to say something, and I was just like trying to keep...
all I was going to say is that they won. No, you're fine. All I was going to say is that they won. You said what I was going to say. You're fine.
Yeah. Incredible.
Right.
Well, they will be taking home that paddling badge and gaining some Sendo points for their win.
Absolutely. And it's been a while since I've been on the paddling pool bench, and it was a pleasure being here once again. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming.
This is my first time.
Correct. And hey, I guys, check out Mouse. I believe this is their 3rd time commentating. Yeah. So if you see them again, make sure you give them the hype that they deserve. Mouse, where can the lovely people find you?
You're really one for encouragement.
Yeah. I was in your spot. Real quick, I was in your shoes a couple years ago. It's really hard to start out, but just keep going and keep applying to commentate. And the more you commentate, the better you'll get. Where can the lovely people find you? Let's hear that shout out.
Well, my socials are linked down below, and I have a Discord server, but it's kind of open now.
Okay.
But yeah, be free to follow me on the below social. And what do you think of this as we close?
Well, real quick, you could find me over on Blue Sky at slatica.bluesky.social. Also, you could still, unfortunately, find me on X at slatica1. You can also sometimes find me over on youtube.com at Slatica and streaming sometimes at twitch.tv/Slatica.
How silly of me. We forgot one more person. Shout out to Jorian.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, Jorian.
Being our caster and our camera operator. Couldn't have done it without you. Could not.
We love Jorian. Can we get some We Love Jorians in the chat, please?
I've never had Jorian. My last 2 times were CKK.
Hey, Jorian. We love Jorian here. Absolutely. Well, with that is the end of our Paddling Pool 363.
Thank you for
We're going to get on out of here.
We will be saying goodbye. Goodbye. Bye.
Adios.
Hello, April Fool. Nah. Bye.